Well, somebody that we have here, we have the man, the myth, the legend is just joining us, Colby Covington, one of the greatest fighters in the world, a guy who is exciting, controversial, training, just got back from Muay Thai practice, right?
Haven't even left yet. Still here, brother. Still sweating. Feeling good.
Looking good. Looking good,
nice.
man.
Right here with the best Muay Thai trainer in the entire world, Gregory Choplin. How many times you win the WBC Muay Thai Championships? 5 times.
Damn. Look at soccer shirt and everything, man. You can tell that guy's good. He's got a soccer shirt.
That guy's nasty. You don't want to mess with that guy. That dude will knock out anybody on the feet.
Fuck that. How are you doing, Colby?
I'm doing good, brother. Training hard, feeling great. Just ready to save America and save sports whenever they put me back in.
I know. I by the way, I saw the video of you with those girls for the betting thing. I don't know. They keep getting hotter. But what's going? Where do you meet those girls? And how do if I ever got divorced, even the first person I would call? Because good work on that, by the way. Not really a question, just saying good work on that.
Well, of course, a lot of them are reaching out to me by DM. They want to jump on, what's hot right now, and I'm hot right now, and my name's blowing up. So, of course, they're trying to reach me through the DMs. But I also have a girl down here in South Florida that's the plug, and she helps me out. She has a lot of friends. She grew up here. So, she's worked for the Dolphins, for the Miami Heat, for the Miami Marlins. So she knows all the women, all the cheerleaders, everything. So it's pretty nice.
That's a good hookup right there. What did you think of Ferguson versus Gaethje? What are your thoughts on that fight?
My thoughts on that fight were, I kind of saw that coming. We all knew that Tony, he gets hit a lot in fights. He gets dropped. And I just didn't think it was a very good fight for him. But, I wasn't really surprised. He just comes forward. He doesn't have a lot of diverse striking attacks. So, I figured Gaethje was going to have harder strikes and be able to put him down.
Were you impressed by Gaethje?
Yeah, I was impressed by Gaethje. He's came a long way since his UFC debut. You could tell he's a lot more patient out there. In his UFC debut and his first couple fights, he was just reckless. He just went out there and, putting his body and brain on the line and with no real strategy, just to put you in a dogfight and hopefully he lands first. But now you could tell, he's really looking to pick his shots and make his shots count. And his shots counted versus Ferguson, so he's gotten a lot better.
How do you think it's gonna be? They're gonna make Khabib versus Gaethje or Conor versus Gaethje, and how do you see those fights going?
Yeah, man, I don't think they're gonna make Khabib versus Gaethje. I think there's a conflict of interest because they have the same manager, that little rat Ali Abdelaziz, and then also I don't think Khabib really wants to fight a guy that can wrestle. And Gaethje's got some pretty good wrestling. He wrestled at UNC. I was at Oregon State, so we always wrestled him in dual meets and stuff, and he was All-American wrestler. So he's got some good wrestling credentials, and I don't think Khabib can strike with him. And so you might see Khabib come back and look for that money fight with Conor and then look to retire in the sunset.
Yeah. Now, as far as Conor or Gaethje, who do you think wins?
Conor Gaethje, man, that's a fun fight, man. I really don't know. I think Gaethje would get him because he's got bigger strikes. He's a little bit more patient, but Conor has shown that he could put anybody out, but, those are lightweights, so who knows? Why are we talking about the little boys? Let's talk about the real men at welterweight. Raw American Steel and Twisted Sex Appeal, baby.
We will. Speaking of, all right, Tyron Woodley versus Burns this Saturday. Who wins this one?
They're not fighting this Saturday.
Aren't they fighting?
Nah, Walt Harris is fighting Alistair Overeem this Saturday.
Oh, when's I thought they made Burns versus Woodley. I thought that was not a go. Check on that for me, Joe. But who wins that anyway?
I mean, I don't know who the other guy is. I think his name is Dilbert or something like that. But, last time I talked to my agent, Lloyd, with Ballinger Group, he said the fight wasn't confirmed and signed. So, I don't know. I've never heard of Dilbert. Tyron Woodley's washed up. He's trying to do these rap albums. He spread himself thin trying to do TMZ, talk about the Kardashians and the Biebers all the time. So I don't think it's the same Tyron Woodley of the past, and I really don't care about that fight. I just want my rematch with Marty Fake Newsman or Journeyman George Masvidal, and the world's going to see who the best welterweight in the world is right now.
Journeyman, but he's a teammate of yours. Journeyman, I mean, come on.
He's the definition. When they have Journeyman in the dictionary, Jorge Street Judas Masvidal. is in the dictionary next to journeyman. A guy with, double-digit losses, like 14, 15 losses. A guy who's barely 50-50 in the last couple of years, if you go pull his record up right now. The guy's a jobber. I mean, yeah, he hit lightning in a bottle. He got some hype on him. He got a couple flashy knockouts, but let's not take away. The guy was just getting his ass beat by a Wonder Girl Thompson and Damian Maia just less than 2 years ago.
I mean, now, all right. Did you make up with Joanna Jędrzejczyk? Because I know you guys were fighting in the gym. She said some stuff about you. You said stuff about her. Have you guys made up?
Oh, Joanne? That's funny that you bring up Joanne from Poland. You know, and Joanne made me rich. We did not make up. She wanted an apology, and I gave her an apology. I said she was going to get her face rearranged by the Chinese girl, Weili Zhang, and that's exactly what happened, Adam. And you know what? I got rich off it. I got myself a new president Rolex watch. And, I mean, I am the president's favorite fighter, so it makes sense that I have the presidential Rolex.
Now, you said she asked you out on a date, and you said no, and that's why she got upset?
Yeah, she was flirting me with hard in the gym, Adam. I mean, she was DMing me all the time when I was at American Top Team, and I was like, Joanna, I got standards, man. I only deal with 7.5s and up. You're barely even a 6. Why would I deal with a 6?
And then what did she say?
Room down to 7.5. Like if she has big tits but a wrecked grill, you're like, you're still in. Get in there, you 7.5.
Yeah, but the fake tits, you know, she got the fake titties, so I don't really count those as tits.
Yeah,
you know?
that's not what I was talking about.
Colby, come on. A lot of those girls have fake tits in your videos and fake asses. It's not like come on. I've seen the women in those videos that you've been posting.
Hey, we weren't talking about the girls in the video, Adam. We were talking about Joanne from Poland.
All right. Okay. Now, I know before you were having a lot of threesomes before coronavirus. You said you were banging left and right. Has this affected your sex life?
No, not at all. You know, I got my steady rotation of girls that I have Monday through Sunday. Everybody knows I am the cardio king, and the cardio king has to get his cardio in the bedroom. So I'm putting the championship rounds in the bedroom, Adam, and I still have my steady lineup of girls Monday through Sunday.
Now, do they wear days of the week underpants so they know which day?
That's a genius idea. I never thought about that until now, brother. Thanks for the great idea. I'm probably going to have those going forward in videos. You're going to see them on their underwears.
Sunday, Tuesday. That's awesome.
Now Masvidal versus Usman, if they fight, who wins?
They're not going to fight. I said it. I've been saying it since my last fight that journeyman George Masvidal is going to price himself out. He doesn't want to fight Marty Fake Newsman. He's scared to fight a wrestler and a complete well-rounded fighter. So George is just going to sit out, Adam. And you see that's what's happening. That's why Dana came out and said, hey, there's other options for George because they can't get the George and Usman fight signed. So I don't know who George is going to fight. He thinks he's getting Conor, but he's not getting Conor. Conor's fighting Nate or he's fighting Khabib, and that's going to be that. George is going to sit on the sidelines and watch real kings go to work.
Fuck, that would suck because that would be a good fight. But if they did fight, who would win?
Oh, Marty would beat him easy. It wouldn't be competitive, dude. George is – dude, he's all hype. Look, he got beat by Damian Maia. I mean, that guy's – I put that guy in a pool of his own blood in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I mean, that guy's nowhere near the top of the food chain. So he got a couple lucky knockouts. I mean, who did he beat? He beat, Ben Askren. Askren was – How did Askren get famous? He got famous for beating up jobbers in Asian bingo halls. Come on.
He beat some good guys. He beat Douglas Lima.
Who's that? I never heard of her.
Who else did he beat? He beat Jay Haran. He beat Robbie Lawler.
Never. No, he didn't. Are you kidding me? He got knocked out unconscious, and Herb Dean saved his life because he thought he was going to die in there, so he stopped the fight.
Come on, but he got the win.
Ben Askren went 0-3 in the UFC, Adam. He's a bum. We don't talk about bums that can't even get one win.
He put Robbie in a bulldog choke, and then he thought he went out. Herb Dean thought he went out. I was there.
He wasn't even close to go. Everybody knew that Robbie stood right up. He wasn't even in any danger. That was a terrible call.
Now, Tyron Woodley came on the podcast, said some things about you. Can I play what he put about you?
Sure, man. I don't care. Anything you want to put about Tyquil Woodley, we know it's all fake news. He's the CNN of the UFC.
Hell yeah. Can put the fans to sleep, Adam.
Bree, you happy with this, Bree? So, all right. How do I share this? Okay. I got to share everything. All right. So, Tyron Woodley came on.
Working on Usman. I'm working on Colby. He's like, that's not a thing. Kobe's just trying to get fucking attention. He didn't want to fight. And
We
if
hear
you
it.
go back and you do a Google search, Dana finally came out and said he has turned down the fight against Tyron several times. This is
He never said that.
He said
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Like, I got text messages to prove it. Kobe's out. That's not even an option. Let's move on. Tell us who you want to fight. Kobe's not an option. Kobe's just he a clout cheater. That's what he is.
You mean he's just like trolling in order to get his name out there some more?
It's
Like,
clicks. It's clicks. He wants the U.S. people want me. I'm here to fight if Tyron want to get whooped. The second that fight card was canceled, what did his tone turn to? His tone turned to, I'm waiting to get my rematch with Usman or the winner of Usman versus Masvidal. And if they want me to fight Tyron, they better pay me more money. Why they got to pay you more
Adam,
money?
why we still listening to this fake news? Fake news. Fake news. Did you hear, Adam, did you hear when he was saying, I want to fight 3 times in 3 weeks? Dude hasn't fought 3 times in 4 years. How's he going to fight 3 times in 3 weeks when the guy won't even fight 3 times in 3 years? The guy's a fucking joke. He's a jobber. He refused to fight me, and that's the facts. You can go ask Dana. I offered to fight Tyquil Woodley on 6 days' notice because he's that big of a bitch, and I would expose him in front of the world. He don't want to fight. He's refusing to fight me. He wants easier fights, so fuck him. He's the CNN of the UFC. He doesn't ever come with real news. You can't believe anything that guy says.
It would be a great fight, though, right? You versus Woodley? You don't think it'd be a great fight?
I mean, it would look like an amateur versus a professional. Yeah, I'd expose him. I mean, quit in the octagon. If that's what you consider a good fight, yeah, sure. A guy that's washed up over the hill that has no motivation against a young, hungry lion that broke him when he was in his prime. How's he going to beat me now? I was beating him when he was in his prime. Now I'm in my prime. I'm better than I've ever been. He has no chance.
Okay,
he doesn't make it 5 rounds, Adam. I promise you that.
All right, can I say what he says about the time you guys wrestled?
You could do whatever you want, but anything he says, you can't believe.
All right, hold on. Let's go.
well, I mean, it's like a tougher fight. Right? Let's just be honest. You know, like let's not stroke your ego because you'll still have to work. You still have to, earn that victory. But
It's not even a style matchup. Like, the thing about Kobe is, and I've been waiting to the press conference to let these videos go. Kobe was my training.
Such fake news.
That I paid $500 a week and flew him to St. Louis to whoop his ass.
Such
He
fake
didn't make it
news.
through the whole camp. He faked his ankles injured, and he left. I was in the camp. I don't have a lot of people in my camp. When I was trying to fight Roy McDonald, okay, I brought him in to try to take some shots on me because I knew Roy would say, fuck it, I'm still going to try to take him down, right? And if Roy take you down, his grounding pound at that time was the best in our division. Nobody was trying to be underneath fucking Roy McDonald.
No.
So I brought Kobe in because of his pressure to try to give him a lot of reps to try to take me down. I also brought in a striker. No wrestling, just a pure kickboxer, right? So we get to the point where it's time to wrestle, all right? Dean's like, all right, let's get to wrestling. We're gonna do some wrestling. Kobe's in the weight room looking around like this. So now,
Dude, his stories are not even believable. If you guys even listen, if you guys believe anything this guy says, you guys honestly are being duped.
So that didn't happen.
That never happened. Are you fucking kidding me? You believe him, Adam?
No, of course. Look.
You believe him. The
Look.
same guy who said he's fighting 3 times in 3 weeks. The same guy that his soul left his body before the Usman fight and he got beat up every second. And I beat Usman for 24 minutes before Mark Not So Goddard saved his fucking life. You can't believe anything fucking Tyquil Woodley says. The guy's freaking, all he'll do is pull the black card if you call him out on anything. And he's fucking full of fake news. He's the CNN of the UFC, like I said. Don't believe anything he says.
Well, listen, all I know is I love watching both you guys fight. So, that's
At least Woodley is a good rapper.
Come on. So what are you talking about?
Oh,
At least
what?
he's
Come
got his
on.
rap career to fall back on. Because we fucking know how bad his stand-up comedy was with you, Adam. That shit was terrible.
It was good. People were laughing.
Yeah, right.
He's
Only the people you paid to laugh.
so all right. So what do we have in store? Are you gonna fight weekend? Because is that what they're looking at? You versus Usman too?
Dude, I'm looking at all options. Tyquil Woodley can get beat up on any day's notice. I'm ready to fight that guy tomorrow. So if they want to call me with that fight, that's easy money. I'll sign in the contract tomorrow. But, of course I want my rematch, dude. I got fucked my last fight. Fake nut shot, fake eye poke, fake fucking stoppage, hits to the back of the head. man, they fucking had me puking the day before the fight because they gave me bad food and I was fucking throwing up everywhere. Shouldn't even been in the fight. It was my worst performance and my worst night ever and his best night, and he still couldn't beat me. So imagine what happens when I'm at my average next time, or even a little above average. Marty Fake Newsman will be finished. I promise you that, Adam. Just mark my words now and say you heard it here first on Adam's podcast.
I don't think it was the worst performance, man. It was one of the best fights I've ever seen. And you were killing it. The only thing I thought that maybe you could have done was use your wrestling more, you know? I had you up going into the 5th, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right. You know, and the judges had me up 3-1 going into the 5th, and I was winning the 5th round. And, you know, I slipped on a banana peel and hit the ground. But you know what? We're fighters. This isn't volleyball. We don't play for points. We play for consciousness. And I signed up to either remove guys' consciousness or get my consciousness removed. That didn't happen. They cheated me out of a fair fight. I was still in the fight. I was on a double leg, Adam. I was defending the back of my head and still clearly in the fight. I popped right up after he stopped it. What are you doing, Mark? How do you not let that go to this judges' scorecards? There's 30 seconds left in a championship 25-minute world title fight. I mean, Mark Not-So-Goddard, the best thing about this coronavirus pandemic is Mark Not-So-Goddard's little bitch ass is stuck in England, and he can't fuck over any other fighters in the UFC.
Great. Yeah, I mean, well, look, but how are you able to practice with, I know American Top Team's got some amazing guys. Are you able to get the practice that you need right now?
Dude, I'm getting better practices, more one-on-one individualized practices. You know, we're still working extremely hard, and every little weakness area that I ever had before is being turned into strengths. And, you know, I'm getting better every day. You haven't seen my peak yet. You know, you've seen me on the way up, but I haven't hit my full potential yet. And I'm still in my prime, 32 years young. You haven't seen the last of me or the best of me yet. And the best is yet to come, Adam.
So you're as far as like your pressure, which is like insane, how are you able to keep the cardio up right now?
Like I said before, you know, I got my steady rotation of ladies that I can work the cardio in the bedroom with. I mean, there is a reason they call me porn star cardio and the cardio king, you know, and you know, we're just putting a lot of aesthetics in the bedroom. And I'm trying to tell people that, you know, you're stuck. The pandemic sucks, man. The gyms are closed, but don't use that excuse to not get better. There's ways to get better and up your cardio in the bedroom. I mean, you have a wife. I'm sure you're working on it daily. I mean, other people, they might have girlfriends, you know. I mean, I know Marty Fake Newsman ain't nobody trying to sleep with that dude. That dude's hairline, he lost that 10 years ago because he did so much steroids.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hear you, man. I think my wife would probably like you to have talk to her about my stamina because I could get it up actually. All right, so talk about some of the fights coming up.
There's pills for that. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm getting better. Last night I had sex with my wife and I came and then she was like she was close to almost coming, and then she was like, you asshole, like she called me an asshole for coming. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like I try to hold out, right? I try to do other shit. She's on top. When she's on top, I'm gonna come regardless. But right, Bree? Okay. All right. So
going great over there in the Hunter household.
Yeah, things are going amazing. This Wednesday, who do you have? Anthony Smith or Glover Teixeira?
I got Anthony Smith. I think Glover's a little bit old now. You know, the chin's not the same. You know, he's like 41 or 42. So he's been in a lot of wars, a lot of fights, man. The guy needs to hang him up soon. And I think he's just showing up for the paycheck. So I think Anthony's gonna get it done. What do you think?
I think so too. But Glover always wins fights that I think he's gonna lose. He's one of those guys. Every time I'm like, oh, he's not gonna win this, then he wins. Yeah. But I like Anthony Smith. I feel bad. He got his house broken into. Like some guy was on meth. Like put up a good fight against him. I guess it was like a state champ wrestler fucking on meth, broke into his house. Jesus. So yeah, I like him. Ben Rothwell versus OSP at heavyweight.
Yeah, I got OSP. I think Rothwell looked like shit in his last fight versus Arlovsky, and he's coming off the USADA steroid suspension, so I don't think he's the same fighter. And I think OSP is going to feel good at heavyweight, not cutting weight to light heavyweight. So I think OSP is a little bit more athletic than Rothwell. Obviously, he's got the dad bod going. So
now, a lot of guys that you've trained with have taken steroids. Have they ever tried to like pressure you into it? Like, hey, Colby, you want some?
Yeah, all the time. dude, my whole upbringing and career, like guys were like, hey, do some steroids. It's going to make you a better fighter. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you recover. You can train harder. You can train longer. You can train 3 times a day and feel like you didn't even train once and be good and recover the next day. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk the longevity of my life. Like, I'm not going to, just because today it's going to make me feel better, maybe I'll go get some money, but later your body's breaking down. Your heart can't handle all the steroids pumping. Someday you might have a heart attack, and your joints weren't meant to stretch out like that. So yeah, these guys, they want one day of fame, but they don't realize later in life they're gonna pay the consequences for it.
Were you surprised that John Jones went out during quarantine and was driving drunk and firing guns and stuff?
Not surprised at all. John Jones, the biggest dirtbag of them all. My former roommate, my best friend. You know, I love that guy. I'm just trying to be a good friend for him, Adam. I'm just trying to tell him that, you know, stop making the same mistakes, buddy. I know you love to go drink and drive and hit pregnant ladies at stop signs and have hookers in the back of your car while your wife and kids are at home. But, man, stop being a piece of shit. Turn your shit around. And you know what's funny about this, Adam? People don't even realize that the alcohol that John Jones was drinking in his car that the cops reported was Journeyman Jorge Masvidal's tequila that he has. That's what got found that was in the police report. So how good of a friend is Journeyman George Masvidal? He sent an alcoholic alcohol.
That's not – you think – wow, that is kind of fun.
Breaking news right now.
Do you think he told him – yeah, but do you think he told him to go shoot guns and drive drunk? He didn't – I mean –
But, dude – dude, if you're a heroin addict, I'm not going to send you heroin. I mean, it's just common sense.
Do you think John Joe's an alcoholic?
Are you kidding me? He's had like 5 DUIs. I mean, the guy's a drunken cokehead, dude. Everybody knows that.
Well, I can't judge.
Yo, where's the lie? Where's the lie? Hey, man, to each its own, man. Do your thing, man. I'm not judging or anything. I'm just saying.
By the way,
don't claim to be about God and your family when you're out doing cocaine, fucking strippers, fucking hookers, this and that.
By the way, you kept calling out Leon Edwards, but tagging Leon Scott, who I guess is a wrestler. And then Leon Scott came back at you because everyone kept getting mad at him, but it wasn't even the right guy. So was that on purpose? Like,
I don't even know who that first name was, but yeah, Leon Scott, man, that guy, man, he's funny. He's a jobber, man, English jobber. No one gives a shit about him.
All right, so Walt Harris versus Overeem on Saturday.
I got Walt Harris, man. I think that he's going to come back strong because, you know, it's an unfortunate situation what had to go on with his family and his stepdaughter. You know, thoughts and prayers to Walt Harris and his family, man. That's an incredibly tragic thing that happened to his daughter. And I think he's going to use that as motivation and fight hard for her. And I think he's going to knock out Alistair Overeem.
I hope so.
Wow.
I hope. Yeah. Claudia Gadelha versus Angela Hill.
Never heard of them.
Angela Hill is a great fighter. She fought like 5 times in the past year. Claudia Gadelha, a former title contender from Brazil, super hot, triplet.
Sounds like a filthy animal.
Have you ever have you ever hooked up
in a good way?
Have you ever hooked up with twins before or triplets?
I can't say that. Oh yes, I have hooked up with these 2 twins from Romania. Oh, they were really good, dude. Beautiful. You know where I met them, Adam?
Where?
I met them at the Paradise Challenge. It's like where all these crazy models, they travel around the world. And this spot they went to Tulum, the one before. We went to Jamaica. We went to this crazy sex resort. We went to, what was it called? It's on the tip of my tongue, Adam. It's
not
great
hedonism, is it?
Hedonism 2. Hedonism 2.
Yeah.
My boy knows what's up.
When did you go to hedonism? When was this?
You been there?
I wanted to go, man. I was gonna go, and then I was like, I don't, because you know why I didn't go? Because I didn't want to be the only guy there not fucking. Like I was afraid that everyone else would be fucking, and I'd be like, anybody wanna? So I was like, not for me. But I looked into it, bro.
You must have got laid nonstop there, Colby.
Oh, dude, there was like 200 of the hottest models around the world with this Paradise Challenge, which is the name of the retreat. And they were all there taking pictures. I was there with the sponsor doing pictures and shit too. And all the girls were losing their mind. I just got done beating the shit out of Robbie Lawler. And we know who Robbie Lawler is. That's the boogeyman. When parents go to tuck their kids in at night, they look under the bed to see if the boogeyman Robbie Lawler is under there. That guy's scary. And you saw what I did to him. I set a strikes record on his face. And then I went, and that was on ESPN. And then I went out to, and I had the first family front row, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr. Shout out to the Trump family. Keep America great. They're doing great things for America, draining the swamp. But then we go out to hedonism in Jamaica with some of the hottest models in all the world. Man, your boy was eating good every day, sometimes twice a day. It was amazing, Adam. I got some good cardio out there.
Now, weren't you worried, though, about possibly getting STDs or anything? Or, I mean, just, you know, a lot of...
I got no fear, Adam. I'm not scared of anything. There's nothing that scares me in the world. And you know, STDs and, you know, penicillin can cure that.
No, I told my wife that. I'm like, listen, I'm not worried about coronavirus. I used to go down on porn stars.
You can't get herpes twice.
Yeah, she did. That did not go very well. She fucking hit me when I said that. I was like, I'm just saying, like, let's just, you know, sometimes I like go on like YouPorn and like, cause I hooked up with them when they were like younger, and now they're in like, you know, gangbang 17. I'm like, oh, I think I ate that. Anyway, so all right, all right, let's talk about actually Edson Barboza versus Dan Ige. E-G-I-G. I don't know how you spell it. How you say it?
I don't either. E-G? E-J?
Iggy.
Nothing?
Who the fuck cares?
All right.
Yeah, who are they?
Edson Barboza.
Why are we talking about jobber fights, Adam?
All right. Well, I mean,
you called the king of chaos, the king of spoilers. Like, why are we dealing with shit these guys nobody even cares about or talks about? I mean, the average people, if these people walk on the streets, not one person is going to recognize them.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, because right now, I mean, we're waiting. You're waiting to get the call for either Woodley or Usman. Who do you think? Who do you think?
Or Journeyman George.
Who do you think's the hardest fight for you out of those three?
I think they're all easy fights, to be honest. You know, you saw me at 20% my last fight versus Usman. You know, I didn't even get to 30% like him. He got lucky to make it to 30%.
So you had food poisoning the night before the fight?
2 nights before the fight. The night before weigh-ins, the last meal that I got from the UFC PI, you can go ask. Hey, this is straight up knowledge. You can go ask the guys that work at the PI. This guy, Charles and Clint, they had to come over to my room at the Trump Hotel because the Trumps hooked me up. They rolled out the red carpet for me, man. They gave me first-class treatment just like they treat America first class. But I'm puking all up in my room. The Clint and Charlie had to come over to my room, give me these like rehydration kit and sit with me while I threw up like 20 times. And then I didn't even have to cut weight. I was like 8 pounds, 10 pounds over. I ended up just waking up underweight because I threw up so much. I had no electrolytes in my body. And then obviously I felt it in the fight, dude. I felt walking out. I was like, dude, I feel drained. I feel weak. I was telling my coaches, I was like, dude, my organs feel like they feel so weak. Like he was just touching my liver before the fight and my stomach. He was like, dude, your stomach feels like, you know, you get touched in it. It feels like butter, you know, and it's never like that. So, you know, and a couple of times he hit me in the stomach in the fight and I just felt like there was a knife going through it. That, dude, people don't realize how big of a deal throwing up affects your body and like the chemistry and everything. So, yeah, dude, I'm not lying. I don't make shit up. There's no reason for me to hide anything. You can go. There's people that'll confirm this story. Go ask the people at the PI. Ask all my coaches that were in my room when I was puking all night. The night before weigh-ins, 2 days before a world title fight.
Now the
dude,
fight,
that's crazy. I don't think anybody knew that. I think that's a major factor.
Now, Colby, you've competed your whole life. You know, you at the highest levels, amazing wrestler, and you know you've lost matches before and shook the guy's hand afterwards. How come you didn't shake Usman's hand after the fight?
Because, you know, I'm not here to make friends, Adam. I'm here to make money. And you know, this is business. You know, I didn't come here and I'm not going to shake my enemy's hands. You know, if he would have came by, you know, I might have shaken it. But, dude, that's a real rivalry, man. This isn't like these other guys where, you know, it's a fake rivalry. You know, these guys are they're touching hands, they're touching butts. You know, I don't want to lose my focus or take my eyes off the prize and what I'm really out to do. Dude, that guy's not my friend, not even after the fight, because there will be a sequel and a trilogy fight with me and Marty Fake Newsman. And I want him to know this is personal. This is a rivalry now. Like, we're not friends. I'm not going to be friends with you when I'm done fighting you. We're getting locked in a cage to take each other's brain cells. When I get done with you, we're not going to be friends. It's just business, nothing personal.
Are you watching that Michael Jordan documentary of the Bulls right now?
Nah, I actually haven't. I want to get caught up soon on The Last Dance, but I haven't been able to catch an episode yet. How is it? Is it good?
It's amazing. It's the best.
It's really great. It's fascinating.
You try to remind me of him a little bit, Jordan. Like, 'cause that's the way Jordan was. Like, if you beat him in something, all he would do was think about, that and then come back and beat you. So
I heard some funny stories too, that like he would show up to the arena, you know, and he's just got hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's gambling against the stewardess or the ushers there, like $5 games. Who $5 games who can get like quarters closer to the door or something like that.
Yeah, and he'd make up reasons to fucking hate you. And it's all you needed was one thing, and then he's the most competitive person of all time. It's amazing, by the way. By the way, what do you think of Henry Cejudo retiring?
I think that it's a fake retirement. I think he's looking for more money, and he's not really going to retire. So he's just looking to use leverage and get money from the UFC. And let's be honest, he doesn't want to fight the top contenders. He's just looking to fight guys that are washed up and past their prime. So how is that a real champion?
Well, do you think the Dominic Cruz fight was stopped too early?
Oh, way too early. Dominic was coming back to his feet, dude. He was intelligently defending himself and coming back up. Like, if he's stuck on the ground and in a fetal position or on knees and hands, then I could justify stopping the fight. But how do you stop a fight when a guy's coming back up to his fight and he still wants to fight?
Yeah. I could see it both ways. I mean, yeah, it was quick. And plus, there was only 10 seconds left on the round. You could have given him that 1 minute to recover. So.
And, dude, Adam, come on, bro. Like, we signed up for this. This is what we signed up to go out on our sword. Dude, look at Gaethje. What if they would have stopped the fight in the second? Then he never gets to go on and win the fight. Come on, dude. Like, dude, if you high-level athletes like me, Dom, guys that have won world titles that are fighting in these high-level world title fights, put us to sleep. That's what we want. That's what we asked for, to go out on our sword. And if you take that away from us, you're robbing us of a fair fight, because you don't know what's going to happen after that.
You think Stipe should be stripped right now for not fighting? Because he says he can't.
How long was his last fight, though? Has it been a year yet?
I don't know, but he said he can't find training because everything's closed.
That's a lie, though. I don't like him lying, you know. And he has lied before. I know he's not a faithful guy, and I don't really trust the guy, because he was coming out before saying, "Oh, Colby was talking shit to my wife at one of the UFC events." What, dude? I've never said one thing to a woman. I respect women. You know, I have 2 sisters. I grew up with all women, so that was complete bullshit. And what he's saying now is bullshit. He has keys to get in a gym. He's a world champion UFC. Like, he can go to any gym he wants, and they'll have individualized training and training partners waiting for him. So he needs to stop hiding and fight DC, or let DC fight Francis.
Yeah. What did you think of the Francis fight? That was pretty scary, huh?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Francis is a scary guy, but how could you be scared of anybody with the first name Francis?
Good point. It's a very good point.
All you got to do is look at him and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Francis."
Is there any female fighter that you're attracted to?
Nah, I'm not attracted to female fighters, to be honest. Most of them are just nasty, man. They're training twice a day in gyms. They're all gross. They don't take showers when they go home, and most of them don't even like guys, you know. They're lesbians. So nothing against that. To each their own. Do your own thing, but it's just, you know, I got no interest in any girl fighters. I mean, they're all just disgusting.
Now, Paige Van Zandt's husband, Austin, said he beat you in wrestling. Is this true?
Adam, you know that's fake news.
I'm kidding.
I beat that guy 15-0 in the first round, Adam. 15-0. I teched him.
Damn. That's what he said. He did say that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I mean, come on, there's levels to this shit.
He's good, though. He's actually really good.
Dude, he's a stud, dude. I remember when I wrestled him, I was like, this guy is fucking strong. He had no cardio, and everybody knows I'm the cardio king. So, you know, if he could learn to relax and use that strength to his advantage and conserve his energy, he could be a really good fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, Colby, any questions for Colby, Joe, or Greg?
I have a question.
Yes.
Once you get the 170-pound belt, would you ever consider making a run at 155 for the belt, or 185? Yeah,
absolutely. I started my career at 185. I wasn't cutting any weight because I weigh 185 pounds soaking wet. So, you know, I wouldn't mind going up to 85. And I believe my skills against Israel match up very well. I just don't think he could handle my pressure and constant in-his-face attitude. You know, I'm not going to let him sit away at striking range and strike at me. And, you know, I could honestly make like 160, 162, you know. So if Khabib wants to do a super fight and meet in the middle of the 60, 65 weight class, we could do that too. And we know the sheepfucker has no chance against me. That guy has no wrestling. He's not going to out-wrestle me.
No wrestling?
For shit.
He's got amazing wrestling. No wrestling?
Bro, if wrestling was easy, they would call it Sambo, Adam.
Come on, his wrestling is not.
Who's he wrestling? Who's he wrestling? He's wrestling all these jobbers, these fucking nobodies. He ain't wrestling. He's fighting everybody at lightweight. Dude, they're all boxers.
Fucking Ally Quinta was a good wrestler.
No, he wasn't. Come on, Adam. Get out of here.
I think he stayed in New York or something.
Adam, stop defending him, man. He's never fought anybody with any kind of wrestling credentials. He'll get exposed soon.
Michael Johnson was a wrestler.
You're funny, man. You are so funny.
Was an all-American wrestler.
Is that how you make it in Hollywood, being a comedian?
Come on.
You just make these funny-ass jokes up all the time?
He's a good wrestler. Michael Johnson's a good wrestler, no?
Adam, man, I love you. You always make me laugh, dude. You're hilarious. You are hilarious. I love you, Adam.
I love you too, man. So that's all right. So, Greg, any questions for the great Colby Covington?
Yeah, you've done a lot of threesomes, probably foursomes. You ever do the stack?
What's the stack?
Where you just make them lie on top of each other and you fuck them one down the bottom and then all the way back to the top?
I can't say I've ever done that. Is it pretty?
Well, next time we talk to you, I want to know that you have. Let's make that a goal.
I'm going to try and get some video confirmation for you if I do it, because I'm not going to come back with fake stories, Greg, and be like, oh, I did this, I did that. I'm not Tyrone Woodley, so if I have something, I'll come back with confirmation.
And I'll believe you. I will believe you.
Now, Colby, back when I used to be fun and have threesomes and enjoy my life, I would always notice that,
with the wife right there.
I would always notice that one girl was hotter than the other girl.
Always.
I had paid attention to the one that wasn't as hot. If you go with the hot one, then she feels like, all right, we're both going to leave. You have to go to the one that wasn't as hot, so that way the other girl will get kind of insecure and try harder. Was that your tactic as well?
Yeah, that was my tactic as well. But, I learned that, that when you don't give one attention, they'll come out and try and drag your name through the mud and make you seem like you're a piece of shit person for it.
Well, is that what happened with you?
That's what happened with me. I don't know if you remember, there was this girl, Kelsey Monroe. She tried to come out. I wasn't giving her any attention. She tried to came out and like, oh, Colby's a piece of shit. That never happened, this and that. And just like trying to drag my name through the mud, make me look like a piece of shit. But really, she was just mad that, I didn't have any feelings for her.
It happens.
What can you do, bro?
Listen.
This is, you know what they call this? They call this the reflection of perfection.
Who calls it that? You?
No, the people. Why do you think I'm a people's champ?
You know what they call this? The bottom of the barrel. That's
Hey, the bottom of the barrel, everybody knows that's where the best is at.
That's right. Smart and final. That's what they
End of the road. Listen, Colby, thank you so much, man. Can't wait to watch you fight again. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. I really appreciate it, man.
My brother, thanks a lot, Adam. Thanks for having me. Good talking with you, Greg and Joe. And take care, guys. Stay safe and healthy.
You're the
out
man,
there.
bro.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Peace.
Later, boys.
All right, good. Colby.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you. How are you feeling? What's life been like since that epic fight?
I'm feeling great. I've never been better. I'm back to training now at American Top Team, so I'm feeling good. I'm working on the skills, getting better every single day, and life's changed a lot. I have a lot more freedoms now, and I can do a lot more in my life. So, life's good. Just like every American, we're working hard and we're earning it every day.
So wait, so you're still an American Top Team, or you're out of there?
No, I'm still an American Top Team, man. Why would you ever say that? Dan Lambert, my good friend and manager, I would never leave Dan Lambert. He's done so much for me. And come on, I'm the first guy that's truly went through ATT. Like, I'm not like the other fighters where they come from other gyms and they come to ATT because what we offer is great things. I started at American Top Team.
Of course. Hey, Colby, can we get your volume up?
Is it down? I'm going to try the headphones.
Okay.
I think yours is...
How do we get...
Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better now?
Could you hear him? I can't hear. I can barely hear. Could you what,
I can hear him. Try these headphones.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. Let me see.
Give me these ones.
Is this better? Colby, talk to me.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear him perfectly. Mayhem, come here. Colby's on the phone.
Already?
Yeah, already. You're 45 minutes late, fucker. Already. So we got the Mayhem Miller. We got the legend Colby Covington.
I can't even hear this damn thing. What the hell?
All right. So we got this ready.
We've only had 2 hours to prepare for this.
Yes. All right, here we go. Now, Colby, I was at that fight. It was one of the best fights I've ever seen live. It was a great fight. How are you feeling about the fight, and what would you have done differently if you could do it all over again?
Everybody knows that was a fake fight. You know, it was a fake ref. That ref is a fucking coward, Mark Goddard. He's trying to play the victim. Oh, look at me, I'm the victim. Oh, dude, you're the one that fucked up all the calls. You had 2 momentum changes in the fight. I kicked Marty in the liver, and he's about to quit in the fight. And all of a sudden, oh, give him a 5-minute life raft. Give him a timeout so he can recover, catch his wind, and then he'll be better. And then the fake eye poke, he's selling the other eye when he barely got the other eye poked, and he's selling the other eye on camera. Adam, this is like Hollywood. All this stuff's going to get on camera. People, the world is going to see this. So only you are going to look like the dumbass and fake newsman that you are. And then, of course, the stoppage was bullshit, Adam. I was completely in the fight. We fight to the death. That's what I signed up to fight to the death, and they didn't give me that opportunity. They robbed me. Fucking Mark Goddard's a fucking idiot. He should never fucking ref a fight ever again in his entire life. And the fact that he's playing victim, oh, I'm getting death threats. Yeah, because you're a shitty fucking ref. Go fucking stay in wherever the fuck you're from across the pond and never come to America again, you fucking bitch.
No.
Dropping the hammer.
No, I had you up 3-1.
The truth.
I honestly, going to the 5th, I had you up 3-1. Honestly.
Same,
And I think a lot of people around me had that score. If that fight doesn't get stopped, I mean, you were pretty rocked, though. Is that the most hurt you've ever been hurt?
What? Dude, I was not rocked at all, Adam. I was on a double leg, chilling, intelligently defending myself. I was completely coherent. I was not rocked, Adam.
But you did fall down, though. No?
Okay, yeah, he clipped me. I fell down, but what big deal? I'm a professional fighter. Everybody, you can get your bell rung a little bit and still be completely fine. You know, that's not a big deal. You know, that's what the warrior spirit is. That's the American way, you know? Like, let our troops, if you're in war, if a guy gets shot in the kneecap or shot in the knee, maybe he falls to the ground. That doesn't mean he's dead. You got to kill him. And that's what ultimate fighting is about.
No,
we're not playing basketball. We're not playing for points, Adam. Adam, we ain't playing for points, bro. We're playing for fucking consciousness. And he didn't remove my consciousness. I was completely fine. I was coherent, intelligently defending myself. It was a fake fight, fake stoppage, fake rife. I want my fucking rematch.
Now, there were some shots in the back of the head. You're absolutely right. What do you think?
That's what I'm saying. Dude. Okay, Adam, objectively look at this fight. Like, all the people that hate me, take your emotions, your feelings out of it. Like, analyze this fight. Go look at the fight. Look at the stoppages. Look at the the momentum change. And then go look at the end of the fight, Adam. Go look at those.
No.
It's 4 shots directly to the back of my head.
Yeah.
It's right in front of Mark Goddard's face. Mark's looking over my back. He's hovering over me, looking right there. 4 backs to the back of my head, and he doesn't even call them. And then he calls a stoppage, and I even was defending myself. But look at the completely different way he's reffing the fight. He calls fouls that aren't there for Marty, but when there's fouls there right in front of him,
What happened?
You know what? He was just spitting too much truth.
He's back.
He's back.
Now, what do you think would have happened had they let the fight go on the last minute and a half?
There was only 50 seconds left.
50 seconds. What do you think would have happened?
I would have got to my feet. I was completely recovered. Obviously, when you see that Mark Goddard stops the fight, I stand right up and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? I'm completely fine. I'm walking around completely fine. I'm a fucking fighter. This is what I do for a living. I love to fight. I was not out of the fight. I signed up on my UFC agreement. We had a talk backstage with Mark Goddard. Hey, don't stop this fight unless I'm completely unconscious. That's what I signed up for. That's what I want. That's what war is. So this war isn't over.
But those aren't the UFC rules, though. I mean, people say if a guy's really hurt, they stop it. You know, they're not going to fight to the death. That's not going to happen.
Really hurt. I wasn't even really hurt.
I'm not saying you were, but I'm saying the rules are they're not going to let you fight to the death. This is not a fight to the death. You know that.
Okay, well, it's a fight to the unconsciousness. Everybody knows that. That's what fighting is.
Yeah.
But what do you think you could have done a little better? Because sometimes, like, I'll be coaching wrestling, and a kid will get screwed on points, or a point or two, and I'll say, yeah, but you shouldn't have let it happen be so close, right? So what do you think you should have done so that it doesn't even hit the 5th round? Like, to kind of stop Usman earlier?
Well, you know, the thing is if you go back and watch that fight, and you see what happened in the first 4 rounds. I was beating him for 24 minutes. They saved him. They gave him a life raft. You know, they wanted him to, they beat me. Everybody hates me. I'm the bad guy. Oh, everybody hates Colby because he supports Trump, which is another guy, Trump. He has the deck stacked against him, and he's still winning. And that's what I'm going to do. Adam Hayes, stack the deck against me. I had to fight 2 guys that night. I didn't just fight Marty Fake Newsman. I fought Mark Goddard as well. So, you know, the deck stacked against me, and I didn't have a fair shake. I want a fair shake next time, and it's going to be a completely fucking different outcome.
Mayhem?
I mean, what? I feel like he thinks these liberal elites are judging the fights wrong. And I feel like he has a point. He might have a point here. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's socialist reffing.
I mean, Herb Dean let Ben Askren get, like, completely blown out by Robbie Lawler and let that fight go on. I mean, he was a lot more hurt than Colby was.
Yeah. I agree. I felt a little bit let down by that stoppage. I felt like they should have let you continue, fight to the. I'm on the same side as you are, fight to the death. But at the same time, it is the referee's job to protect if he feels that, you know, it's a blurry line there, you know, and if he feels that, you know, you're taking unanswered shots, he has the authority to step in. I can see why you're angry about it, obviously. What I was thinking was that the strategy that went in? I felt like you were on the end of some bad calls, but was that the strategy going in? I mean, did the game plan go as according?
I mean, you're an All-American wrestler. How come you didn't shoot any takedowns?
Because, you know, I was beating him up in the stand-up. I didn't feel like I needed to. I was rocking him every round. Like, I wobbled him on his feet multiple times. Yeah, he didn't hit the ground, but he was still shook and his legs were wobbly, you know. And you know, I was winning the striking exchanges. I felt like I easily won rounds 1, 2, and 4. I was up 3 rounds to 1, and even one judge had me up 3 rounds to 1. So, you know, I didn't feel like I had to wrestle. If we fought again, I might implement more wrestling just to get the scrambles going, get his blood filled up in his arms a little bit more. So, you know, he has that lactic acid threshold in his arms, and you know, it's going to take away some of his power and speed. But he'll probably look for another right grab and get a little break again and get a 5-minute break and, you know, cheat again because he's a cheater and he's a fake actor. But, you know, it's sad, Adam. If there's not a rematch, man, if this doesn't warrant a rematch, man,
there'll be a rematch. They have to be a rematch. I mean, you guys were so close. It was such a close fight. It was the best fight I've seen in a long time. I was up there with to me, it was up there with Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler live at least, because it was a war. Were you surprised that he was able to kind of not go out, because you did rock him a bunch of times? Were you surprised by his chin?
Yeah, I was surprised by his chin. You know, I caught him a couple of times, and he was able to stay in there good. You know, definitely, you know, taking that break in the second round when I had wobbled him in the second round and then I kicked him with a big liver kick. You know, that momentum change was huge. He got 5 minutes to recover. And then also with the eye poke, the reason he was selling that eye poke is right before that, if you go watch the video, I head kicked him and he was wobbling. He was on Daisy Street. So, you know, those 10 minutes of recovering in a 25-minute world championship fight was huge. And that's what played into the outcome. You know, it would have been a completely different outcome if he didn't get those momentum change. And honestly, go look at the tape. I just want people to go look at the tape. Go watch the whole entire fight. Go watch the end of the fight. I'm intelligently defending myself. He's hitting me straight to the back of the head, and they're not even bothering me. The little baby hits because it's 24 minutes into a world title fight. And the fact that Mark Goddard calls that a stoppage, guy's a fucking joke. And then look at the next week, Adam. What happened with Frankie Edgar? He lets Frankie Edgar die the next week. So where's the consistencies in the call? He's calling it way too quick on me, and then he's letting Frankie Edgar, a legend, die in the octagon.
No, a lot of guys agreed with you. I mean, Chris Weidman said early stoppage. Aljamain Sterling said early stoppage. A lot of guys were on your team as far as that goes. Now, you, after the fight, you ran out of the octagon. You like took off, which was, I actually in a way wanted. I wanted to hear what you had to say, even win or lose, because you're always very entertaining in the octagon. But now, did you break your jaw, or was that complete nonsense?
No, that's complete nonsense. You know. And speaking of that, I'm glad that you brought that up. You know, yeah, I didn't break my jaw. I'm not a doctor. I'm a UFC fighter, and I'm the best fighter in the world. So I'm sorry if I'm in my corner and I'm saying I broke my jaw because it was a little maybe sore, but I'm not a doctor. I'm a UFC fighter. It's hard to manage being both things. You know, I'm a businessman, entrepreneur, all these other things. But let's talk about the corner audio, Adam. Another illegal thing where they stacked the deck against me. I'm supposed to be inside a vacuum bag with my corner, Conan Silveira, and they're releasing the corner audio all over social media. So he's getting that back to his corner. He's getting this knowledge. Hey, Colby said he's broken his jaw. I mean, that sways everything. Wow. Like, look at all the cheating going on with the signal calling. the signal stealing with the Astros right now in MLB. Look at all the deflate gate with the Patriots in the NFL. All the cheating going on in sports, that's another cheat. Like, they're not supposed to be able to get up my corner knowledge and know our strategy and what we're talking about. Like, that's completely unfair. And I don't know if that goes to the NSAC, or I don't know who that goes to, or who releases those tapes and that footage, but that's not fair to give live, tells of my corner and what we're talking about.
That's crazy.
Mayhem?
I mean, there's no such thing as a fair fight. You know what I mean? And you've been playing the bad guy for so long that you kind of have to expect that Dak's going to get stacked against you. They want the good guy to win, right? I mean,
yeah, but Colby sells more tickets.
I agree. I totally. And I think he's going to continue to sell more tickets no matter what he does and no matter who he fights next. So he's kind of put himself in a great position. But I can understand where you're coming from. But, I mean, don't you think that you were always headed to this place where if you're going to play the bad guy and you're going to be the heel, that everybody is going to kind of want you to lose, and you're going to have to do so much more to get your win? What do you think?
Is that what happened with you?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. I mean, you make a very good point.
Mayhem's convinced that they poisoned him for a fight.
Dude,
definitely.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. Now, that night, are you... After you lose, are you in your hotel room pacing back and forth, pissed off, or are you having threesomes with porn stars?
Of course, I'm in Las Vegas, and, the Trump family took very good care of me. They treated me first class, just like they treat America with first class. They gave me that first class treatment at the Trump Hotel. Of course, I had to have a couple of my mamacitas come over and give me a little back rub afterwards. Throw back some cold ones, enjoy Las Vegas, and make Vegas great again, Adam.
Right. Okay, so you did. So that night you actually had sex with lots of promiscuous women?
Were those girls legal immigrants?
Of course they're illegal, man. I'm all about legal, but illegal, that's, it's illegal. So.
Now, how do you think the fight, being that you fought Usman and you trained with Masvidal, and they're supposed to fight July 4th weekend in Vegas, or that fight weekend, how do you think that fight goes?
It's funny you bring up Journeyman George Masvidal, a.k.a. the Street Judas. He tries to call himself Street Jesus, but really he's Street Judas. The guy's, he's not deserving of a title shot, Adam. The guy's a bum. He's got 15 losses on his record. He's a 50-50 broken mediocre fighter. That's what his BMF
he knocked out Ben Askren. He knocked out Ben Askren. Ben Askren.
Ben Askren. The guy who was beating up all these Asians in bingo halls. He beat up a bunch of amateurs in Asia in the bingo halls. Who gives a fuck about Ben Askren?
He beat Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is the tough guy.
Who's that? Oh, yeah? How many losses does he have on his record? 15 losses? What's his record in the last 5 to 10 years? 50-50 at best? I think he has a losing record, to be honest.
So who do you think wins that fight, though?
He's a California soy boy. He's dropping soy boy bombs. He ain't ready for MAGA bombs.
Now, who do you think wins that fight, though, between Masvidal and
Usman?
Usman.
Fight, Adam.
What?
I'm sure of it. They're not going to fight. Journeyman George Masvidal does not want to fight me or Marty Fake Newsman because he knows he can't wrestle. He'll get exposed. He's not a well-diverse fighter. He's one-dimensional. And if he fights me or Marty Fake Newsman, he'll lose. So he's going to sit out, and he's going to try and overplay his hand and hope that he gets the Conor Conman McGregor fight. And he's not going to get that fight, and he's going to be sitting on the sidelines while I win my welterweight title this July, International Fight Week. Colby Chaos Covington, top of the marquee, versus Marty Fake Newsman 2, the rematch. There's a sequel to Trilogy to this, Adam. We ain't finished yet.
Hey,
There's one little battle, but the war is to fucking come.
Look, I know you're all fired up about Usman, but what do you think? You just mentioned Conor McGregor. What do you think about that, bro?
He called you out. McGregor called you out.
Yeah, well, that could be a big money fight. Who gives a fuck about a title when you can make that big money and arguably fight maybe not like a better matchup for you?
Didn't you just see all the leaked videos of Conman McGregor the other day in bed with some crack whore who had all her teeth missing?
Oh my
Dude, the dude's not even going to make it to the octagon again. He's going to end up locked up behind bars.
So how do you think?
Let's be honest. Conman McGregor couldn't even knock that 50-year-old old dude off the bar stool. How's he going to fuck with Raw American Steel and twist his sex appeal?
Wow. But he did call you out. But also, Michael Chiesa called you out. Are you going to respond to that?
Who is she?
No, Michael Chiesa. He won the Ultimate Fighter. He's a great fighter. He just beat Rafael Dos Anjos. He's a tough guy. Yeah, no, you're not
Never
even
heard
gonna
of her.
All right, Michael
Never heard of
Chiesa.
her. I mean, I get a lot. I get a lot of groupie girls that sweat me and are DMing me on my Instagram, but I can't keep track of them all, Adam.
Now, how did you feel about, they made it very racial after your fight. I never saw more people tweeting about the fight. They were calling you an alt-right guy or Nigerian immigrant, knocks out Trump supporter, alt-right. Did that get to you at all?
Nah, not at all, I mean, you got freaking 50 Cent out there, talking all this shit. He's just an internet troll these days. He doesn't really want to step up to the plate. I was proposing to fight 50 Cent, one hand tied behind my back, $1 million for charity, Adam. And he don't want to fight. He's a little bitch.
Why have one hand? I mean,
shit.
50 Cent used to box. He's a lot heavier than you. Why not use
I only need one hand against that little slob. Let's be honest. He got shot 9 times, Adam. If he got shot 1 time by Colby Covington, he wouldn't get back up.
But don't you think you should use both hands to fight 50 Cent?
No weight class. I only need one hand. He can pick the hand. I promise you, it's only going to take one hand. I'll jab him up and eat his body alive and finish him.
Mayhem, how do you think the fight goes?
Bro, I got money on Colby on that one. I already told you.
With one hand.
With one hand. When you brought this up already a long time ago, I said Colby's going to handle it one-handed. He might put both hands and just do it with his
Now there were some celebrities coming at you too, though, like Steve-O.
Let's talk about Rosie. What about Rosie O'Donnell?
And Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie, come on. You're losing. Hey, wait, Mayhem.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell is losing 8-10 rounds to obesity, and she wants to talk about me. She's losing 8-10 rounds to obesity. She wants to talk about a world champion fighter. What's she ever beaten? I'm not talking about her Hollywood little spouses that she's beaten. I'm talking about real, actual fights. What the fuck have you beat, Rosie? You can't even beat obesity, you fat slob, fat pig.
Yeah, so Rosie was talking about you. Steve-O was talking about you. Michael Rappaport.
Whatever.
Did any of this? Michael Rappaport, he goes, imagine being a fake MAGA guy thinking you'll make money. You sold your soul. You'll never be invited to the White House. He was already invited to the White House.
He's already been there.
Yeah.
See how fake news these guys are?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They make fake. Hey, they're in their feelings and they make fake narratives. That's all it is.
But a lot of guys support you. I mean, the Rock said respect to both men, great fight. Leon Edwards said that he's now going to be the champion based on that fight. So how do you think Leon versus Woodley goes?
Who? Leon Scott? Did you say Leon Scott?
Leon Edwards is fighting Tyron Woodley. Yeah.
I've never heard. Leon Scott has a fight?
Leon Scott, yes. Now, a week later, you were hanging out with Little Pump at the basketball game. What was that like?
That was a really good experience. I can't lie. Little Pump's a good dude. We're going to shoot actually a little music video soon. So, he's got chicks. I got chicks. We're going to bring the chicks together and we're going to have a great time. So,
nice.
All the people that were saying that I've been in hiding, what are you talking about? I was front row on the courtside seats at the Miami Heat game with Little Pump like 4 days after my fight. So I'm not hiding. I have nowhere.
Yes.
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, Adam.
No, look, I believe it. And you got $500,000, and I think even though you lost the fight, I feel like your stock rose. I think people were expecting you to get steamrolled, and it was you were 1 minute away from being the champion. And if that ref hadn't done that, I had you winning. I had you winning the fight. Even if you would have lost that round, he still would have won 3 rounds to 2, in my mind. The judges had it differently, but I was there. And what's funny is that a lot of people had your back. It was a big Usman, and then all of a sudden the lights went down, and you heard Colby. Like, people were really starting to. You had a lot of support there. A lot of people do like what you're doing. And I thought you fought great. I was a little curious as to why you didn't shoot a takedown. He's got great wrestling, too. But I think that your wrestling.
But no, he was right though. He was doing a good job of dictating the pace with the stand-up. He was scoring his shots, getting out of the way of most of his shots. The only thing that happened is that as both men got tired, he got tagged with that shot late in the fifth round.
Yeah,
got hit with that shot, wobbled him, and then he went for a double leg. Yeah, and I mean what he's saying is accurate. I see why they stopped it. Like I said, being the bad guy has its ups and downs. You can get in the guy's head, but you also get in the referee's head. You also get in the judge's head. You also get in everyone. There's no such thing as a fair fight, and everybody kind of was against you. And the only way to really cemented it was to put him away. So I guess that's something to think for the rematch.
I know that you said you were going to hit Dana with the belt afterwards. If you try to put it around, did Dana say anything after the fight? Like, great fight?
Yeah, he said great fight. He's fine. He's fine in my book. We're cool now, so it is what it is.
So you and Dana are cool. You and Rogan are cool.
Yeah.
Did Misha Tate come up to you and like you guys make up? You and Misha?
Nah, she's still a shill for that other company in Asia. So who gives a shit about her? The only reason she's famous is because she put all those leaked internet photos, supposed leaked, but we all know that they weren't leaked. She put that up there to get publicity and notoriety. So she's just one of the fakest people I know, Mayhem. Like, she was selling fights off drama with Ronda, and then she wants to talk shit about me for selling fights with drama. It's just like the girl is such a hypocrite and two-faced, and she makes no sense.
Now, Ali Abdulaziz said you have his respect. Seems like he's been extending an olive branch. Are you buying it, or you think this is some kind of a ruse?
I'm not buying it, and I never buy anything that Ali Abdulaziz sells. So
you don't want to support
my
terrorism.
Rematch. Exactly. I don't want to support FBI informants and Muslim group.
I'm glad you said that because I'm getting more and more like information. I never heard anything about this guy until I come on MMA Roasted.
For a while.
Yeah, I was down for a while. Nobody talks about.
You were doing time for him. I think he snitched you out.
Maybe he did snitch me out. But now that I hear more and more about this, I'm worried about the sport of MMA in general.
It's crazy what's going on right now in the sport. So now was Mike Brown and Mako and the guys at ATT, they must have been proud of you.
The first name, I don't know who, I don't work with that guy. I work with Steve Mako. He's proud of me. We work hard and we're still working hard. We're putting in the work every day in the wrestling room. Conan Silvera, who does a great job at American Top Team, getting me ready, my head coach. We're working on a lot of new things and we're growing and evolving every day. So you haven't seen the best of me yet. And then, my striking coach, Gabriel Oliveira, and then also Anderson Anderson Carmon, or no, Anderson, I don't know. Anderson is he's a really good kickboxing coach from Brazil. And we're putting in good work just under, Dan Lambert's tutelage at American Top Team. And, we're just getting
there's
started
another
over
guy
there.
who's like a big rebel that you've been training with is Pat Downey. This guy is he was like a world champion wrestler who got kicked off a bunch of teams for some crazy stuff going on, and he's got the long mullet. He's a monster of a guy, and you're training with him. What's that like?
Yeah, that's been fun. He's a tough kid. He could have a bright future. He's got bricks for hands. If he wanted to get into fighting, I think if he learned how to throw those hands, he could be very dangerous. And his wrestling is very high level. The guy's got throws from nowhere. He's throwing guys for 5 where you shouldn't be throwing guys for 5. So he's a tough kid, and I hope he ends up in American Top Team fighting.
Right. Now, Paige Van Zandt's boyfriend said you beat him, her husband, in college, you in Austin, but he wants a rematch. So, no, I'm kidding. He happens to be a nice guy. He says he's a big fan of yours, by the way. Austin Vanderford. Now, did Chael Sonnen used to coach you?
Yeah, he did, man. When I was 7, 8 years old, I used to wrestle in a mat club, and we'd go travel to his mat club, and I'd see him at local little community wrestling tournaments for the kids clubs. And man, he was always around, and I just, he'd always help everybody that wanted help, and he was just such a good guy. I remember he'd always give me advice and coach me, and always be give an extending hand. Hey, if you want to come train in Portland with me, you can always come train with me. So, man, me and Chael go way back, man. That's Uncle Chael.
Now, I heard sometimes he calls you and you guys discuss strategies for how to right? No?
What?
Yeah. We discuss a lot of things, you know. He's a very smart and intelligent guy, and you know, we discuss business and entertainment and you know, just how to sell.
Yeah. No, it's now. After you're done with MMA, are you going to go into WWE? Is that something you'd want to do?
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. I think the transition to WWE from MMA is going to be pretty easy for me. I understand how to get on a mic. I understand promos. I understand a different side to it than most people understand. And let's be honest, the WWE numbers are down right now. Vince McMahon, you need to call me. You need help over there. I can help you, man. My numbers don't lie. Look at the numbers, baby. Vince McMahon, give me a call.
But how many fights you got left with the UFC, though, before you talk all that? You could be getting in some legal trouble like that. You know what I mean?
You know who's training over there now? Tito Ortiz at the WWE headquarters.
Awesome.
Tito Ortiz is there now.
Things are getting weird.
He was a big fan of yours, by the way. Tito Ortiz was really rooting for you.
I got him some tickets front row with him and his girl for the fight. So that's my boy, Tito. You know, the Trump train. We on the Trump train together. We dropping MAGA bombs.
That's hilarious. So are you going to accept any other fight other than Usman?
No, I'm not going to accept any other fight except for Usman. So, I mean, unless they open up the checkbook and they make a fight worth offering, then I'm not going to accept any other fight. You know, I was done so dirty, and I want the rematch.
I'm telling you, Conor McGregor, bro. You and Conor, the promos alone, I think it just, you know, remember what, the Mayweather, when they had just that publicity tour?
Yeah.
You could be doing that. You know what I mean? You could be getting paid like, you know, $30,000 just to show up and talk.
What did you think about the whole Conor Cowboy fight?
I mean, Conman McGregor doesn't want to fight a real welterweight like me. He wants to fight little midgets, and that's all he's going to do, losing midgets.
But what was your thought about the whole Cowboy thing? Like
the shoulder strike? Like, talk about it.
I think Stephen A. Smith made a good point. I'm on Stephen A. Smith's side, you know. I think, hey, let's be honest. Stephen A. Smith is a real journalist. All these other journalists and MMA media, they're not even fucking journalists. They don't even have journalism degrees. They're fucking marks. They're marks for the sport who sit in their mom's basement and they're eating Cheetos like little fucking dorks, and they want to talk about fucking MMA media. You don't even have journalism degrees.
Do we have any
Stephen A. Smith is a real fucking journalist.
I mean, he did make a lot. He made a good point.
He did.
But I think what he messed up when he said, "I've gotten in more fights in the last week than Cowboy." Like that's when I think rubbed people the wrong way. When he says things like,
hey,
"I can take a bigger punch," you're like, "Okay." Like, no, you can't. Like, come on, man. You know.
You never know.
Now, how do you not have
Cowboy's
a girlfriend?
been hit a lot of times.
How do you not have a girlfriend to settle you down? By the way, I mean there must be women, these MAGA women with the you know American flag bikinis,
a good Christian girl,
yeah, sending you pictures. Why have you not settled down yet?
Because I'm just too focused on my business and I'm too focused on my career, and girls slow you down, man. They
100%.
want your time, they want your energy, and they want you distracted from what's the real prize and what you really want in life and your dreams and goals. And I'm not going to let any girl hold me back from my dreams and goals. So, you know, I want one girl for every day of the week.
Hell yeah.
By the way, you know who's a big fan of yours? Kayla Harrison. We had her on the podcast. She talks very highly of you. So just so you know. What? She's a unicorn? Yeah, what about you and Kayla? That would be some angry sex right there, right? Him and Kayla?
Stop, no. That's my teammate. I don't mix business and pleasure.
Who do you think? I don't know who sweeps who. Who do you think sweeps who?
I don't know. I just want to see the underhooks.
Yeah, exactly. The underhooks would be good. Yeah, so, by the way, also a big fan of yours won last week. Hector Lombard won his bare knuckle boxing. He's now the world champion last week. Did you go to his fight?
I wasn't able to make it, but, you know, I was supporting, and I'm really happy for Hector, man. He's another MAGA supporter, and, you know, he's keeping America great, and, you know, we're addicted to winning. Some people are addicted to drugs, Adam. Some people are addicted to cheating on their wives, cheating on their taxes. We're addicted to winning. That's our drug of choice.
Now, Usman said that you and Masvidal tag team girls. He said that in an interview recently, that you guys were sharing women. How does he know that, and what happened? And were you sharing women?
Fucking MMA Roasted podcast.
You know, I don't know how he would know that. That's just so weird. That like, what was he in the room or something? Like
did he have video surveillance like when we were at these parties or something? Like, that's just crazy, man. Like, I'm not gonna speak up, and I don't kiss and tell anymore, Adam. I'm a real professional and a true
But who busted?
professional now.
Who like busted first? Did you guys have a competitions? You and Masvidal? Was it like you and Street Jesus?
There's no Street Judas. There's a reason Street Judas hates me. It's because he can't last as long as me, Adam. Yeah. He's not the. They don't call him the cardio king and the porn star cardio like they call me. So he's just a little jealous and bitter that I can last longer than, and if I have better cardio, and frankly, that I'm just a better fucking fighter.
Yeah. So that's where the thing. So you guys would share girls. He would nut early, and then you would last, and he would get jealous, and that's why he's mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming and saying that we share girls, and I'm not saying that's the reason he's mad. He's mad because I won the world title, and he's jealous that I won a world title, and he's a little bitch. And then he's got 15 losses on his record, and he can barely have a winning record in his last 10 fights. So he's just jealous of my success.
Now, were you jealous when Jessica I was asking him? She was tweeting out, "Hey, you with the robe? Come see me later." No, you weren't upset about.
Who's that? I've never heard of that. Who is that?
Forget it.
Hey,
forget it.
Hey, dude, I'm hanging out with Bang models and stuff. I'm sponsored by Bang. Thank you. Shout out to Bang Energy.
We got Bang right here.
I'm hanging out with hot supermodels every day, Adam. You think I'm worried about some fucking 5 that's in women's MMA fighting?
She's not a 5. I like Jessica.
Hey, but let's be honest, man. There's not a girl that's attractive, in women's MMA fighting. It's just,
there are plenty of girls that are attractive. What are you talking about? What about the Carolina?
Kowicz?
Yeah, that one's a beautiful girl right there. Rachel Ostovich.
Dude, but you got to look at the sample size, though. The sample size is skewed, Like, if you go out in South Florida, the beach, or you go out to, one of these porn conventions, you're going to see a lot assortment of just hot girls, and, like,
you're going
all
to
these
porn
girls that
conventions?
think they're hot.
When do you go to porn conventions?
Nah, I used to back in the day, not anymore.
Did you have your own booth? Was there like a booth?
Nah. I was just observing. I was just there with a friend observing, seeing what was going on.
Of course.
Seeing what could they possibly talk about at a porn convention? Like, what is this? Oh, this is how you. They were like giving like demonstrational videos. Like, this is how you need to eat the pussy. Like, this is how you do anal.
We should go to those
informational events.
That sounds like a plan.
I need to do some research for science.
Yeah, of course, of course. Now, what did you think of Corey Anderson getting knocked out last week?
I'll be totally honest with you, and I am honest. I haven't watched UFC since I fought because it was so rigged, and it's just so fucking bad, man. I can't stand and wither my stomach to even come around to watch fighting right now.
What about your former roommate, John Jones? John Jones had a good fight. I mean, a lot of people thought he lost Dominic Reyes. They gave him the win. Did you watch that fight?
Like I said before, I haven't watched any fights since my fight. And, I heard about it. People have been talking about it, saying there was corrupt judges. And, I'm not surprised. I'm like, they're like, what was your reaction, Colby? I'm like, I'm not surprised, man. I know how the judges and refs and how the system can be, And why would they want their cash cow to lose? That's a guy that's making money for him right now. So, of course, they're not going to let him lose on the judges' scorecards.
Now, you accused Usman of taking EPO before the fight. Now, where did you hear that, and how did that start?
So I got a bunch of information from secondhand from all his training partners. Like, I had heard from multiple training partners, and I'm not going to put them out there because I don't want them to be involved in this, and I'm not trying to throw them under the bus. But I just heard it from a lot of different people, and I think it's pretty obvious and it's pretty clear that the way I put him on the spot at the press conference, he wasn't even able to defend himself, and he didn't even deny it. Like, he just was like, yep. And, I know he's got good doctors, and they're able to blood dope, and they're able to do a good job to get him clean when he needs to get clean. So it's unfortunate. You can see the progression in his career. When he fought Emil Mick, he gassed out in 3 rounds, and then he's going out there and torching Tyrone Tyquil Woodley for 5 hard rounds. So,
Mayhem, you took EPO, right, Mayhem? You took EPO in your life?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
How does that help you?
I don't think it does. Well, I think that the science behind it is it gives more white blood cells to you or something, or get more oxygen in your blood. Apparently,
but you didn't notice difference when you took?
Yeah. I think definitely, like, after my career was over, I tried to do that, and it makes you have so much extra blood that you could stroke out. So it's very dangerous. It's like it's outlawed for a reason, because it makes your blood like so thick, viscous that you could just drop dead.
But did you notice your cardio was much better?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it definitely is illegal for a reason because it works. But I mean, it's funny that he called him out on it and he didn't deny it, and it was like a strange moment that only Colby can make. So hats off for that. That was wild.
Well, you called out GSP, right, after that fight?
Oh, yeah.
Did GSP ever deny taking stuff?
No. I mean, look, if you're on the right side of things, you're kind of allowed to do whatever you want, right?
Example for
like if you're
kilograms.
if like
Johnny picograms.
Yeah, it's if you're allowed to, if you're the marquee guy, well, why are they gonna shut you down?
Well, what's crazy with the John Jones thing is that, his claim is that he didn't know what was in his system and he doesn't need steroids, yada, yada. Colby says that back when they were in college together, he was taking steroids back then. He bulked up to like 230 from 190 or something. So he's been doing this for a long time. And if you look at a lot of his fights since coming off, since allegedly being clean, they've been a lot closer.
Yeah.
His fight against Dominic Reyes.
Oh, yeah.
His last fight, versus when, I guess before he was just running through people. Well, you could say that's age, or maybe the people that he's fighting has gotten better, or maybe there's more tape out on you, or.
I wouldn't say it's age though, because he's still in his prime, in his early 30s, 31, 32 years old. I think that back then MMA was different. There wasn't commissions, there wasn't systems where they had drug testing in place. So guys went out there and it wasn't a big deal to do steroids because that's kind of what they wanted. Do steroids, let's put two guys in a cage that look like, the Hulk and let them try and kill each other, and they're trying to change that and clean it up. But yeah, John has looked a lot different these days. He looks human. Back then he used to look invincible. And I think that is, the signs of, the doping's getting out of his system. But look at Lance Armstrong, a guy that did EPO, for Lance Armstrong, he was winning every Tour de France, and then as soon as he stopped doing the EPO, he couldn't win anything, and his career went down the drain.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's got to feel good though. I mean, Colby, from a guy that I had you on the podcast after you were like UFC Fight Night China, and it was like your first fight ever, and I was like, this guy's got something special. And I had you on the podcast, and you were like this sort of humble, nice guy, and then, but you were like, I'm like, dude, we gotta, create a gimmick for you. I was sort of like leading you in that way. I mean, I was half
You're taking
serious.
credit for his success.
No, I'm not. No,
Classic
he's taking
Adam.
success. But I'm saying you were a guy that no one even knew was on the map.
The Jews control the media.
to go from where you are now, where literally the president is tweeting about you and
calling me
and calling you, and his kids are saying, hey, keep your head up, and you've sort of divided the country.
Nice.
I mean, you got to say, I mean, you have really made a name for yourself. Do you ever step back and go, man, I was just some fucking college wrestler from Oregon, all-American guy, and now I'm the most popular athlete in the country, or one of them? That's got to feel pretty good.
To be honest, Adam, I don't really think about those things. I'm not like most MMA fighters where I need to stroke my ego, because all these fighters, a Street Judas, a Dustin Poirier, these guys that they need to stroke their ego, and they need to tell themselves these things to make them feel better about themselves. I don't need to do that. I have a great life. I got the president calling me before and after my last fight. I got great support behind me with the Trump family, the First family. I got some great support with my agency, Ballinger Group. I got great support with the American Top Team and Dan Lambert. So, I know I've came a long way, but it's hard work and earning it. I earn it like every other American earns it, the blue collar way. Go out there and anything you want in life, manifest it, work hard for it, and never stop believing in your dreams.
Yeah, amen to that. Now, what do you say as far as because I know personally from what I see, the way you went interact with people that you're not racist. I mean, every time I talk to you, you're hanging out with King Mo or this one or that one or being on. It just seems like
this one or that one.
No,
what?
no, not this one or that one. All right, let's take that one out.
Right.
Not this one or that one.
That one out.
I'm saying, okay. Point is that you're not racist. That's not what I meant. Fuck you, man.
Why would you even bring up racist? Why does that even come into discussion?
Well, what do you have to say to people that are
discussion?
What do you have to say to people that are accusing you of being racist?
I have to say that I put on a hat that says 4 words that says "Make America Great Again," and that makes me racist. First off, I've never said one racist remark in my whole entire career, and I never would. So how can you even say in the same sentence of when you're talking to me anything about racism when I've never said anything racist before?
No, he's pointing out that a lot, and I think you defended yourself already, that by being aligned with the Trump family, like a lot of people project that onto you. Now, we're not calling you a racist. We're saying that a lot of people, that they paint you in that light.
You're 100% right. And you know what's funny about that? It's funny that you mentioned that because I was talking with Candace Owens like before my fight. I don't know if you guys know who Candace Owens is.
Yeah.
But she was like, she was doing an interview and like they were calling her racist. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm a black lady who supports Trump. How am I racist? Oh, you support Trump, you're racist. What are you talking about? Like, look at the double standard. I mean, the hypocrisy is just pathetic. And anybody will make up a fake narrative these days just to make you look bad. And that's what people are trying to do. They're just trying to make me look bad. They're in their emotions and their feelings are hurt. And this isn't the emotion or feelings business. This is the fighting business.
No, I hate that. I hate that when people start calling you racist online because I want to defend you, but then I know when I defend you, I'm just gonna get fucking tons of it's like.
So
it's
what?
Like, I know it's annoying.
Let me tell you what being a Colby fan and being a Trump fan is like these days. It's like you have to be a closet fan. It's like being gay in the 50s or 60s. You couldn't come out and say you're gay. It wouldn't slide. So you had a closet community of people that believed in this certain way. And times are changing, so you can come out. Don't be afraid to speak your mind.
No, I'm not afraid. But here's what they say, because I'll be like, he's not racist. And they go, well, he called Brazilians filthy animals, right? And then I go,
So, Brazil's not a race.
Brazil's not a race, but you can't call a whole group of people filthy animals. That's the definition of being prejudiced or a bigot or just that's the problem.
So it was okay that they could tell me that they hope I died and you will die and your mom's a fucking whore and I'm gonna rape your mom after the fight and grab my American flag. You know how many people lost their life for that flag? I fight for the troops and the Trumps and the troops. They put their life on the line for that flag. That flag.
But they were saying that about you. They weren't saying all white people are doing that. They just said you. So couldn't you have just said that guy's a filthy animal, not all Brazilians? Like that, when you lump in all Brazilians, then that's when you get in trouble. You understand?
No, I don't understand because last time I checked, they used that quote in Home Alone and it wasn't racist. So why is it racist now?
Exactly. What filthy animal?
You filthy animal.
Checkmate.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
But that's the only thing. I just wish you hadn't but it is what it is. I think also there was like a playfulness that you were just calling filthy animals. You weren't like, I'd much rather be called a filthy animal than saying I'm going to die or rape my mother. That's really personal versus like, oh, you're a filthy animal, right?
I think the cultural...
Animals aren't even filthy, by the way. I have like a really clean pet. Like my cats are fucking licking each other all the time. Like they're very clean. So
okay.
Enough about your cat.
I mean, my pet is a pig. The pigs are clean. All right. Back to you. So you're killing the game. You think you're gonna fight weekend in July?
I think so. I think we had a good talk with the UFC last week. My management group, Dan Lambert. The Ballinger group, Lloyd and those guys, they had a good talk with the UFC, and they want us to fight International Fight Week in July, and we'll just have to see how things go. I think they hit a snag with the Journeyman fight and the Marty Fake Newsman fight, and someone wants more money than they're worth, and I think I'm going to slide right back in, and it makes sense. Man, give the people what they want. The people want this. The people would cheer, USA, USA, Kobe.
Yeah, but
Kobe.
Usman's from the USA also, but he's also American. That made no sense. Usman's American
claims to be from Nigeria. Exactly, he's from America. He grew up in America, but he claims to be from Nigeria. Oh, I was born in Nigeria.
But I think
Dude, you were born in Dallas, Texas, bitch. You're a fake bitch. Stop fake acting. Stop fake nut shots. Stop fake eye pokes. Fake stoppages. Let's run this back. This shit ain't over yet. This shit ain't over. Round
now
two.
But your eye poke. The time he poked you, were you faking it? But then you kind of fake something as well.
I've never faked anything in my life. He poked me straight up in the eye, and Mark Goddard said, all right, no more timeouts. You guys keep fighting. Oh, so now you're acknowledging that you gave Marty Fake Newsman 2 fake timeouts before, and you're not going to give me a timeout when I legitimately got poked? But it's okay. I'm used to the death being stacked against me. I'm going to keep fighting because I don't ask for timeouts or breaks. I ask to go out there and fight to the death and fight till someone's unconscious, and I got robbed of that. It's bullshit, fake fight, fake stoppage. And that shit needs to be reviewed and protested. I want my rematch.
Okay, but now that you know that Usman is capable of dropping you, because he did drop you, are you going to fight a little safer? Or it's just going to go punch and punch? Banana peel?
Yeah, he slipped on a banana peel. Yeah.
I slipped on a banana peel, Adam. It got really slippery in the UFC octagon that night, and I fell to the ground. But hey, I was in a safe space. I shot a double leg. He was just putting his hips on me. Dude, as a wrestler, Adam, you know wrestling. You coach kids wrestling. Dude, I relax most of the time in fights or in wrestling matches when I'm on a double leg extended, and I'm just kind of catching my breath, catching my senses, getting back to reality. And that's exactly what I was doing, intelligently defending myself, putting my hand behind my back because he's hitting the back of my head. I mean, the fight, you're supposed to only be able to hit from like right here to right here. And why is he hitting clearly in the back of my head? I had to get stitches behind my head because he put so many marks back there.
Wow. Damn. Well, listen, I mean, Colby Covington.
I keep coming away. I want to hate you, bro. I really want to.
Why do you want to hate him?
Because, no, I just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with this politics. I don't know if I agree, but you keep winning me back, bro. I don't know how you keep doing it. You keep convincing me to, I was gonna vote for Bernie, but I'm swinging this way.
No, but Usman got booed at the last time UFC event. They put a picture on him. He got booed.
He got booed for sure.
I mean, people
I don't think he's not going to get booed. I'm sure the boos are going to keep coming his way, and he's going to keep smiling right through it. That's what's making me a fan. That's what's making me a fan. He doesn't give a fuck what you guys say. He's going to keep doing his thing. And you know what?
No, Masvidal, according to Masvidal, you do scroll the internet for stuff about you. Is that true?
Dude, you can't believe anything Street Judas says, man. There's a reason they call him Journeyman George Masvidal. He's the true definition of a journeyman. I mean, the guy's got 15 losses on his record. He was getting knocked out by lightweights Rodrigo Dam, getting upside inverted triangle, knocked out unconscious by Toby Imada. What's a Toby Imada? No one even knows what that is.
I beat up Toby Imada in 2001.
Hey, really?
Yeah.
But going back to Mayhem, Mayhem, at the end of the day, I respect everybody's opinion. I still like you. You can hate me, and I have a lot of haters. You can hate me, but I respect your opinion. You still have an opinion. This is freedom of speech. This is America. God bless America. God bless the Trump.
Yeah,
God bless the Trump. God bless you, Adam.
God bless you too, Colby.
Yes. Freedom of speech. Protect your amendments.
Thank
America
you.
Great.
Colby.
Thanks, Colby. We'll talk to you soon.
Trump 2020.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bro, this guy's great. Fucking great. Bro, I really wanted to go at him, but you know what I mean? You just can't. He's just too much. He's got his shit tight. He's like, he's a great fighter. He's got he's just got this personality that's just popping off. He's like the in guy right now. I mean, he's like the new Conor McGregor, really. I mean, in my opinion.
He's the Conor McGregor, but except that he's not he's not out cheating on his wife or allegedly cheating on his wife.
He's actually a good dude.
Yeah, Colby's seems like.
Yeah, I saw this clip that he's talking about with this weirdo girl, taking a nap.
Was that him though? I don't know if that was really him.
Yeah, for sure that was him.
Really?
I mean, look, I don't know. I didn't see the curvature of his butt.
We should ask CB Gold. He was underneath the bed with what was going on.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was.
No, he was under the bed.
Yeah, that was a really strange video. And I don't know. Colby just kills another interview right now. I mean,
should we start the thing from the beginning or just fuck it?
I mean, look, we're trying to be professional now.
Yeah, it's a good point. Okay, so
our phone call.
That was
awesome.
Yeah, let's talk about. So the last 2 weeks. Let's the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We didn't start the show. We started the show with Colby. We didn't start any of it. All right. So Champ is here, right in front of Trump. Colby Covington, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing, boys?
Good. We got me, Greg, Tyler, and Mayhem Miller out of out of jail, back in here, talking to you, man. How's it going?
It's going good, man. Can't complain. Living the American dream.
Yeah, so the fight is finalized. Las Vegas. How pumped are you? How's training camp going?
Dude, training camp's been amazing, man. I've been really working on my cardio in the bedroom with all my ladies. Just having a good time, man. I wish the fight was next weekend. You know, I'm ready to go right now, man. I've been putting 10, 15 rounds in the bedroom, so you're going to see the best version.
Nice. The sound is the sound off?
Hey, save your mustard, bud. Like don't burn out. You got till December, right? December 15th, right?
No,
Yeah,
Colby,
we got plenty of time, man. Here.
No. First they were kind of screwing you. Supposed to be at MSG. Then you said you read The Art of the Deal, so you know about negotiating. And I was like, hope he didn't fuck himself out of this fight. And you got what you wanted. How did that happen?
Because I'm a smart businessman. I know what I'm playing chess. All these jobbers in the UFC are playing checkers. So there's a difference between this. You know, I wanted an MSG. I really wanted to go end Marty Fake Newsman's career in Madison Square Garden, right in front of the Trump family, right in front of the president. But, you know, he didn't want to fight anyone. He's a bitch. So, you know, he didn't want to show up. So it's not my fault. I have to wait till Vegas in December.
Yeah. Now, his manager's got into a fight last week at the PFL. You see that he attacked another manager?
No.
Yeah, Ali Abdelaziz attacked.
Surprise!
Attacked Maki Kawa. What happened?
Oh, you're lying to the people, man. His name is Ali Abdelaziz.
Right.
The guy's a fucking sleaze now, dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's out there.
Well, what's the game plan versus Usman? Like, or fake newsman, right?
Fake
newsman. What's the game plan? Like, how are you game planning for this fight? Like, on a serious tip.
I mean, on a serious tip, man, have you seen that receding hairline that he has?
I didn't even know he had one.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
That was the serious tip.
Yeah, perfect.
No,
the only
Colby.
thing he's losing faster than that hairline is that fake #1 contender Power Ranger belt. He's gonna get fucking exposed in Vegas. His wrestling is, you know, every fight he has to use wrestling to take guys down and wear on them, and he's scared to strike. He's scared to get in the pocket. So, you know, when he finds out that he can't wrestle with me and he's gassed out in the first 2 rounds, I'm gonna knock his fucking head clean off into the first row.
There you go.
I mean, look. I mean, your last fight, both of you guys beat Robbie Lawler. You guys have that in common.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Great job.
Your last fight, you look great against Robbie Lawler. Now, I do worry. Now, look, we've hung out before. You're one of the nicest guys I've met. Just a sweet guy, just kind, very respectful. But then sometimes, it's like you got into it with Poirier. Poirier said he was going to fight you on site or something because you picked against him.
Well, first off, I gave an honest opinion. I thought we were in America. It was freedom of speech. I gave an opinion, and it was a truthful opinion, by the way. It wasn't a lie. What's wrong with me giving a truthful opinion anymore? I thought we were in America.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
God bless it.
And what you said actually happened. I mean, what you said was going to happen. But he said he wanted to. But has it created some kind of conflict at ATT? Is it hard for you, like at American Top Team?
Nah, Dan Lambert, the owner of American Top Team and my manager, he's got everything under control. You know, he's making sure no one's acting stupid. But even if they were going to act stupid, what are they going to do? I'm the best fighter in the world. Like, you know, they can say all these threats in the media and act tough, but they know what happens in real life. That story doesn't end well for them. I will take their health. So, you know, he can say all these things. He was saying on like Era Hawani, I'm going to show up October 12th and beat Colby's ass, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I've been in the gym every single day since that day waiting for you, bro. So if you got something to say, come say it to my fucking face. But if you want to talk like a man and not have feelings, then we can talk like men too. You know, I just gave an opinion. And if he, you know what's funny about me giving that opinion is he gave the same opinion a couple weeks before and he picked Robbie Lawler to beat me. Did I get mad? No, I didn't get my feelings hurt. I went out there and proved him wrong and beat Robbie Lawler's ass. So
yeah, but he fucking lost. So it's a little, you know, you don't think that he can get in his feelings a little bit, you know?
Yeah, but you're not the guy who's taking that on.
Hey, Jason, you know what UFC stands for, right?
What's that?
Ultimate Feelings Championship.
I'm liking this guy more and more.
No. Look, Jason was away for a year. I kind of caught him up on you, and he said he was a big fan of what you're doing.
Yeah, everybody told me about you, bro. All the cops in the jailhouse was your fan, by the way. They love you, bro.
Big fan of you too, Jason. I've been watching you since Bully Beatdown.
Hell yeah, bro. God bless you.
Beatdown, baby.
I love this guy.
Now, when I hung out with you and Masvidal, you guys were like so tight. And obviously, he's a great fighter. You're a great fighter. You guys make each other better. Is there any kind of a worry that he's not going to be around in this camp to help you prepare for Usman?
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. Being a 50-50 journeyman considers you a great fighter these days?
I mean, he did knock out Ben Askren in 8 seconds.
5.
Oh, he did. And a guy that's a bunch of idiots over in China bingo halls. Oh, big deal. What's his record in the last 4 fights?
This guy makes some compelling arguments.
He really does.
You can't argue with his logic, really.
Colby, when you're done fighting, are you just going to go straight into stand-up, or are you going to have like some weird transition period?
Now, I had heard though.
Mayhem should do it together.
Oh my God!
I thought maybe
Mike's a fury.
Now, Colby, I thought maybe this was partly like, okay, you're exaggerating a little bit for the cameras, but then I recently talked to someone at OSU. I said you went on a recruiting trip for OSU, and you didn't get along with anyone at Oklahoma State, and they took back your scholarship while you were in high school, going on a recruiting trip. Well, what happened there?
I don't play well with others, man. You know. So the biggest thing is, I've been saying this since the beginning. I'm not here to make friends with anybody. I'm here to make money, and if people money, they're going to be left just like everybody else in a pool of blood.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough, man.
So after you beat Usman in Las Vegas, what are you gonna? Are you gonna jump at? What?
Can we get his name right?
Fake Newsman, right? Sorry. Okay, so after you beat Fake Newsman, are you gonna jump into the crowd and take on Ali Abdelaziz like the other guy did, like Khabib did?
Nah, man. Why would I jump after a guy that was like 0-6 in his fighting career? The guy's a complete jobber and a waste of space. I mean, he's a little terrorist informant rat, and I have nothing to say or do to him. He can send his best fighters at me. They're all just don't expect to have him back in one piece. And Marty Fake Newsman December 14th, and then that little Russian sheepfucker Khabib after that.
He's calling out names. Love it.
So who are your friends? I mean, do you have any friends?
I think he has a picture of him right behind.
I mean, besides Trump, I mean, who at the gym are you? Who's getting you better at the gym right now?
I got my boy Tony Murphy. I got Olympic level wrestler Pat Downey out here helping me with wrestling. Not that I need any help, but I got some great striking coaches. My head coach Conan Silvera, man, he's putting the game plan together, everything together, and everything's running smooth. We got a lot of great training partners around us.
Now, I mean, Usman, I was at the Woodley fight. He just obliterated Tyron Woodley. And Tyron Woodley is an amazing fighter. Have you been watching?
Well, Woodley sucks.
Look, man.
You think Woodley
he has
sucks?
his opinions, bro.
Mayhem, you don't think Woodley sucks?
I mean, I
Jason,
think that is a bad matchup. Yeah.
What?
He's the human form of NyQuil. That's why they call him TyQuil. If you want to go to sleep, just watch a Tyron Woodley fight.
Now, all right, okay. We'll switch topics. So the women that you make these videos with every week, right? There's always, like, some of them are porn stars, some of them are just models. Are you sleeping? Like, how does that work? So you get, there's a company that sets you up with these girls. You make the videos, and then afterwards, do you say goodbye, or do you take them back to your place, or what's going on?
I don't know where you got that narrative about some company setting.
Yeah, we're all thinking the same thing.
You always make shit
up. Aren't they porn stars out of Miami or something? Or?
I know you're a Ben Askren fan. I know you're a Tyler Woodley fan. But, you don't got to make this narrative and this angle like some bullshit. Man, dude, I got thousands of DMs daily from some of the hottest chicks in Miami. You think I have to go through an agency to get these girls?
No, that made no sense.
No, because we're all
looking at each other like, wait a minute,
because they're all
sign up
no,
with
they're
this
all on that
company?
porn. A lot of them are on that porn site out of Miami. What's it? The
Brazzers?
What's the one out of Miami? I don't know.
This guy watches way too much porn.
Brazzers, Bang
Bang Bros.
Bang Brothers.
Jesus,
A lot of them have been on Bang Brothers.
So I thought when you got married, you're supposed to get laid.
No, it's the odd.
Stop acting like a virgin, Adam.
I'm living vicariously through you, man. You're my hero. All right, so, but after you take the videos of the girl, you make your pics, and see, like, do you say goodbye, or like, is there a date involved? Are you whining and dining? That's it. What happened?
He hung up on your
Adam,
ass.
is that my?
Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back.
Oh, okay.
So what happens afterwards? You and these girls?
You know I don't kiss and tell, Adam. Come on,
yeah, you
bro.
do. You talk about banging the chicks all the time. You said after you beat RDA, you bang the girls with the belt.
Nah, bro. He gives them a glass of orange juice and a Plan B.
There you go.
That's right. Hey, I don't pay the girls to hang out. I pay the fucking girls to leave and get the fuck out of my sight.
That's right. That's right. Get the fuck out. We're done. Good for you.
See ya.
Here's some money for Egg McMuffin and an Uber.
Now, are you worried, by the way, all right, so all right, let's talk politics. Are you worried about Trump getting him impeached at all, or no?
Are you kidding me? He's going to win by a landslide in 2020. They're trying to impeach him off all lies. There's nothing even like concrete that they can go with.
What was it like being in the White House?
Dude, it was incredible, man. Just I mean, being I wasn't just in the White House. I was in the Oval Office, you know.
Hell yeah.
It was incredible, man. Hanging out with the President of the United States, you know, it's never been done before in this sport. A fighter to go to the White House and hang out with the sitting president in the Oval Office. And, you know, it's a special day that will never be forgotten, and it's a part of history. Just one of the records that I've broken in my time in the UFC.
Was Dana with you?
Yeah, unfortunately, that Uncle Fester was with me.
Come on, that's the
don't bite the hand that feeds you, bro.
Yeah, don't bite the mayhem. Tell him about that.
You don't
Here's the guy that knows.
I feed myself. I never had a handout. No one gave me anything. I earned it the fucking hard way. I got more money in sponsors than I get for my fights, so I don't need shit from Dana. He's a bald-headed prick.
Man.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that.
Come on.
Well, he's the only one that knows.
He's a good friend of mine. I'm a big fan of Dana White. He's done a lot. You guys wouldn't have an organization.
I was going to say, I mean, he printed that belt. I mean,
you're right.
You guys wouldn't have an organization to fight in if it wasn't for Dana White, no?
I'd be making more money somewhere else fighting, bro. I don't need to be in the UFC. You think I give a shit about the UFC? I'm a prize fighter. I fight for money, and I'm the biggest name in the game right now. I can go anywhere and sell fights and promote fights. I could fucking sell a fight with a fucking mop.
Hell yeah.
How many fights do you have left on your contract?
I have 3 fights left on my contract.
And are you looking to move? Are you gonna shop your options? Or I mean, you're gonna be the champ, so do you want to stay in the UFC and defend that belt, or what's the next move? If you're thinking that far ahead, even.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely thinking far ahead. You know, I'm a money fighter at the end of the day, so whoever's gonna give me the most money to fight, that's where I'm gonna go. But you know, I'm gonna explore my options in WWE. I have a lot of friends in WWE right now. So I'm gonna be exploring my options there. Maybe I'll be in Hollywood one day. Who knows? I got a lot of options, you know. But you know, that's the beauty about what I do and what I bring to the table is that you know I'm not just a fighter. You know, I'm a marketer and a promoter. So you know, I could go anywhere and make money.
Dude, one of my favorite stories about this guy was he was wrestling Ben Askren. Askren was the coach of the kid he was beating, and then he started talking shit to the Askren, the coach, while he's wrestling in college. Going, you don't want none of this. You don't want none of this. That was, but like Askren was an Olympian.
It's Ben Askren.
Ben
Askren.
Now, who do you think wins? You fought Damian Maia, but who do you think wins, Askren or Maia?
Maia for sure. You know, he's going to either choke out Askren if he tries to take him down, or he's going to piece him up on the feet because Askren has those little pillow fists. He's never learned how to throw a punch in his life, you know?
What about Nate Diaz or Masvidal?
Oh, man, the BMF title, the broken, mediocre fighter title. Who's going to win? I mean, it's cute that they're giving them a participation trophy, you know? That's what's sad about the world these days is, you know, they let everybody live in safe spaces. So, you know, that's cute. They want to give those guys a participation trophy. I could care less who wins that fight. It's a battle of the journeyman, 50-50 fighter. Who's going to come out with a winning record after that fight?
Dude, when we hung out with Masvidal, you were saying how impressed you were that he came from nothing. He was a Kimbo fighter on the back in the day in the backyard.
Bro, he's just red pilling you right now, bro. Wake up.
No, I mean, Nate Diaz is an all-time great. You don't think he's an
all-time great?
Yes. Come on.
What?
At fighting.
What's he an all-time great at, Adam?
I would
Nate
say
Diaz.
but he's a legend. He's at least a legend.
He beat Conor McGregor. He beat Cowboy Cerrone. He beat a lot of great guys. What?
He beat a featherweight. He beat a Brokeback Cowboy. Brokeback Mountain Cowboy.
Aren't you and Cowboy friends? You guys both Trump supporters and do your own thing?
No. I don't associate with that.
Oh, you guys are both black. You guys are both black.
I don't associate with losers.
Aren't you guys both buddies? No, you and Cowboy are
I don't
buddies?
associate with losers, Adam.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Now, you and Misha Tate got into it. Are you guys cool now? You and Misha? No?
We were never cool. I could give a fuck less about her, man. She got famous out putting a bunch of naked leaked pics out on the internet. And then she's out there, cheating on her boyfriend, Brian Caraway, at Team Alpha Male. So, the girl's a scumbag, She wants to be a hypocrite and call me out for the way I made my career in living. But, what's funny is she was the same way. That's how she made her career, off controversy, off talking shit about Ronda and being Ronda's little bitch.
She beat Holly Holm. That was a pretty monumental moment for her. Right?
Okay, what does that mean? What's Holly Holm's record? Like 11-11?
All right. Well,
bro, he's got an answer, bro. He's got an answer. This guy's the answer, man.
You can't debate. You can't debate.
All right. I know you. All right.
He's just piecing you up on your own show, Adam.
He's not piecing me up. I'm a Misha Tate fan. I think she's a great fighter. She was famous before those pictures came out. Come on. I mean, she just couldn't beat Ronda Rousey, but she beat a lot of good girls in her career. And then she's a good spokesperson. She's a nice person. I like her.
A spokesperson? She's a fucking shill. She's a shill for the 1FC. Fucking Atari or whatever that dumbass's name with 1FC just gives her cliff notes to go say and talk shit about the UFC and this and that. You can't believe anything that girl says. I mean, let's be honest. She's out here talking shit about me. Oh, I don't like the way you promote fights. Oh, you talk too much
No, I didn't like
trash.
that. And then she was kissing your butt when you came on the show, and you can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't
and
both
she's
ways.
kissing my ass. It's like, you're a two-faced bitch. Like, stop being two-faced. Just be real.
You're right. Being real would be the way to go.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot more.
I think that's why people are a fan of Colby, because he's like, at the end of the day, he's real.
But I've hung out. He's a nice.
That's why I like you.
He's a very. When my mom passed away, he was the first person to text me, hopes everything's okay. He is a very real guy, Colby. Honestly, like I've been a fan of yours since.
And to think he had to stop eating pussy to send that text.
Dude, I mean, I was at one of his fights. He came to my comedy show the night before. He's walking to the cage. He goes, "Hey, what's up, Adam?" And then goes and kicks somebody's ass.
Casual.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You see what happened to Adam?
That's true. But I just do. But I mean, is there a danger of not having the best training partners because you pissed off the Brazilians, the Russians, and half of the ATT?
To be honest, no, man. I can show up tomorrow. I'm ready to fight, man. It doesn't matter. I get all my training in the bedroom these days, Adam. I got orgasms. I got orgies. I got all different chicks. I think that's the best way. It's non-impact. You're not hurting your joints. You're getting that good.
It's not impact. You're not doing it right.
Good lower back workout. Good lower back workout. A lot of stamina.
Now, John Jones said that Robbie Lawler let the world down when you beat him.
Isn't that funny coming from Mr. Coke Jones that Robbie Lawler let the world down when he was too busy hitting drunk ladies in his Bentley with 2 hookers in the back, and he's claiming to be a father and a good family man, and he's out there failing multiple steroid tests, but Robbie Lawler let the world down. No, you let the world down.
You're right. When it comes to letting people down, I'd say John Jones let more people down.
But Adam, you see how all these people are hypocrites?
What?
All these people are two-faced. They're hypocrites. Dude, at least I call a spade a spade. I'm real, man. I say it how it is, man. I don't sugarcoat shit. And if you don't like me for not sugarcoating shit, I'm sorry. That's your problem, not mine. But, dude, look at all these guys. They're so fickle and two-faced and hypocritical, man.
Do you ever have time sleeping at night?
Nah, I sleep really good, man. After I get done in the bedroom, man, I pass right the fuck out.
Right, exactly.
I've seen these women. I've seen you with these women. It is
Wait,
It's
you're
a sight to
sitting
see.
in the corner watching him?
Yeah, in the corner. I have a spy cam. I have a spy cam. Now, Mayhem.
It's also a good workout for him.
Mayhem, you're a guy who's been
control,
top of the
Kobe.
world.
Risk control.
Yeah.
You were on top of the world, bully beatdown.
Yeah.
You were probably the most popular fighter in the world at one point, right behind like Chuck Liddell and maybe a couple other guys.
Yeah.
Any advice for this young up and coming star?
Listen, he got it all. He's got it all figured out. Look, I'm gonna let him keep doing his fucking thing. Yeah, come hang out with me later when you win your next fight. I just wanna. I gotta meet you, man. I gotta meet this guy. This guy's great. No advice necessary. He's got it all figured out.
And you think he's good for the sport? He's in a niche.
Oh my God!
He found a place where a lot of the old Chael Sonnen fans kind of gravitated to you. A lot of conservatives, a lot of Republicans, a lot of people that like a lot of wrestlers. A guy who you're kind of in that mold.
A lot of the
no
just
one else,
bleed types.
but no one else is doing that. What you're doing. But I just hope that you guys. I mean,
it's called making America great again. You fucks.
Of course,
my man,
liberal.
my brother.
No. How many cops did you fight? Okay, so
I was gonna say, I know that's what it's called. I don't know if that's what it really is.
How much of my taxpayers went to the All right, so all right, so go looking. Okay, December, I'll be at the fight. I'm gonna come. I'll be rooting you on.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Now,
my man.
Anything you want to say to anybody out there, especially to Ali Abdulaziz or Usman or any of them?
He's a.
No, I don't got time for those losers. We don't talk about losers. We're talking about winners and winning, and that's the Donald Trump way. The MAGA train, the Colby train's coming to town December 14th. So I hope to see you guys out in Las Vegas. We're gonna have a fun after party. Tons of hoes are gonna be there. I promise you that. I got hoes for everybody. I'm sorry, Adam, you had to get married, but my boy Joseph, we'll be ready.
Mayhem's ready.
Sorry,
Mayhem's ready. Mayhem's gonna be there December 2nd.
He can have all of those.
He's just gonna be warming up. He's gonna be warming up.
Well, Colby, thank you for taking time out of your day to come on the podcast, man.
Yeah, man.
I really
Thank you for
appreciate
coming
it.
on the show.
Hell yeah, bro.
Thank you.
Pleasure, boys. Have a good night.
Thank
Take
you.
care, brother.
Take care.
Colby Covington.
Action. All right, so we got the number one 175 in the world, Colby Covington. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, Adam. How you doing, my brother?
Good. Now, you were teaching cops how to fight and how to shoot. Like, what's going on here?
I definitely wasn't teaching them to shoot. They were teaching me how to shoot because those guys are stone cold killers. But and I wouldn't say I was teaching them to fight, but I was giving them some knowledge, getting on the mats with them. We had a little seminar. They gave me this sweet shirt right here, the gang unit for the Miami. Wow. So, big shout out to my brothers at Miami Beach Police. So, they got my back, and we need to give more love to the first responders out there in the world because, there's a lot of turmoil and people are giving them a bad name. But let's not forget, if we don't got cops, man, it's going to be the Wild Wild West and no one's going to be safe.
I totally agree, man. I think we should double their salaries and triple it. That way more people want to become cops. We get a better pool to pick from. And I think those guys, obviously there's some bad cops, but they're just getting totally killed right now. And I think it's unjustified because there's a lot of really great cops, So I would say most of them are great. So
yeah. Sure, you can't say one bad apple makes the batch bad. It's just one bad apple. So we need to give more support for those guys that are, protecting our freedoms and protecting and keeping us safe. More importantly,
1,000%. Now, how did that happen? Like, did they reach out to you and they said, "Colby, we know how good you are at grappling. We know how good you are at combat. Can you help us?"
Yeah, I mean, they reached out originally and they were like, "Hey, man, we want to handle all the nerds and the virgins in the world. So what do you do, Chaos?" And they wanted the Cardio King's expertise, and I came in and gave them a little seminar on the mats, and more importantly, just showed support for them and boosted their morale because their spirits are low right now. They can't even go out and put their hands on someone without getting a charge or getting kicked off the force. So I wanted to show my support for them and how appreciative I am for what they do and keeping us safe. And, it's been a great experience. I'm welcome to the Miami Beach Police Department anytime now.
those guys, they show me to shoot anytime, and they just give me their time anytime I want it now. I came a couple days ago on the drop of a dime, and they're like, yeah, come, Colby, and got to shoot M5s and assault rifles and all these crazy, like, pistols with, like, crazy silencers and nice scopes. And, it's just been a really cool experience just to be able to hang with them.
Wow. Now, you left American Top Team, and you kind of formed your own gym. Is that a couple things? Who are you bringing in? That costing you a lot more money because now you got to pay people to train with.
No, it's probably going to save me a good amount of money, to be honest. At American Top Team, you have your gym fees that you have to pay, and always paid my individualized coaches. So, now it's just individualized coaches. I'm not paying a gym fee because I'm my own gym. I'm Colby Covington Incorporated now. So, I brought some of the best coaches around into my gym, and I have some great training partners, and I'm getting better every single day, and it's not ready to be unveiled yet what my training partners and all my coaches are, but at the right time before my next fight, that'll get unveiled, and everybody will know that the CCI, Colby Covington Incorporated, is for real, and we're here to stay, man. We're just getting started, Adam. I promise you, the best is yet to come.
Now, are you worried that guys are not going to go 100% with you because they're not going to want to hurt you because you're employing them?
No, I'm not worried at all. I think that we train smart at Colby Covington Incorporated, but I always believe in giving your all. So I want them to go hard, and and being the best fighter in the world, you should be able to train with any style and be able to maneuver through all the crazy training and all the reckless people that train like that, and be able to just pretty much be able to stop it and not get hurt. So I'm not really too worried about that.
No, listen, I was telling Joe, I'm like, listen, personally, I think American Top Team got you to the point where you got the title shot. You were 1 minute away from being the best ever, the best in the world. Why wouldn't you stay there? At the same time, you're the one who got yourself there. So obviously, I've never been where you were in fighting, or in anything. So obviously, you know what you're doing. But what would you say to the people that are like, hey, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Well, first off, I got to stop you because American Top Team did not get me to a world championship level. I was a national champ level wrestler in college and Division I All-American and two-time Pac-10 champion. The people that got me to that world title were the kids in the youth club, just like you. You're a youth club coach.
Yeah.
The things that you're teaching your kids now are going to be so valuable and lessons that they're gonna take later in life, and that's what's going to help them succeed. So it wasn't American Top Team. American Top Team didn't put in the hard work for me every day. They didn't tell me that I had to show up every single day when I had to train. They weren't helping me when I had to ride my bicycle to the gym because I was so broke and I couldn't even afford a car or insurance payments. They weren't the ones, going through the struggle. I was the one. It was my mentality. It was my mind. I could have been at any gym. I could have been in my garage gym and just brought in coaches for me and got to that level. I put in the hard work. No one can take credit for my success except for me.
No, but what about the whole iron sharpens iron? That the guys there are going to be top level and you're top level, and then you're going to get better because of that.
Yeah, I think that's true, but it was only like that for a couple years. As soon as I started making noise, a lot of people, they didn't want to train with me anymore. They cut off the training, and they didn't want to be in between it. And to be honest, it just became more of a hassle than anything because there was so much drama every time I was going in there. Everybody was jealous. They were bitter. That they didn't like the way I went about my business, and they didn't like the success I was having. So, to be honest, I couldn't get any training the last couple of years, really. And now I'm in a way better situation, no drama, and I just feel the energy has completely changed for me, Adam. Now at CCI, everything's focused around me and everything's tailored to my schedule, my game plan, and all we care about is winning, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, Charles Rosa said you look better than ever. He said he trained with you recently, and that because I asked him, how's Colby look? He said, dude, Colby looks better than he's ever looked. So, Charles is an ATT guy, so he's not going to say that unless he means it. So obviously you're doing something right. Now, you said that you think Masvidal is going to that Usman's going to ragdoll Masvidal. Correct?
I don't think, Adam. I know, buddy. That's I trained with Street Judas Masvidal for 8 years. I lived with them for a year and a half. The guy's got no heart. He's got no discipline. He doesn't know how to stay focused in between training camps. He only trains when it's convenient for him and when it's a training camp. He's not the type of guy that's going to go like me, who's going to go help the amateurs, who's going to help the pros, who's going to help anybody that's getting ready for fights because I'm the ultimate team player. He's a very selfish individual, and he's just not a disciplined guy. And you're going to find out this weekend that all he was doing was showing up for a paycheck because he's got to pay alimony, Adam. He's got some big checks to pay to his ex-wife, who he cheated on, and he's got kids, child support to pay. So he's just showing up, and on the flip side, Marty's just looking for that easy lick. Because, I was offering to fight him, but of course he doesn't want to fight the harder fight, the guy who gave him hell for 25 minutes. He's looking for that easy lick with the guy who's got lightning in a bottle, Judas Masvidal.
But what about Masvidal saying that he brought in his boxing coach, he lives with his boxing coach, he trains all day long with his boxing coach? Is there any truth to that?
You can't believe anything Masvidal says anymore, Adam. Let me tell you why. Just last week, he was saying Darren Till was the hardest guy to ever hit him. How is Darren Till the hardest guy to ever hit you, George, when you were still conscious at the end of that fight? You fought Paul Rodriguez, and you got knocked out unconscious. You fought Rodrigo Dam, you got knocked out unconscious. How did those guys not hit you harder when they left you unconscious and Darren Till didn't? Explain that to me.
So you think he's just kind of bullshitting that he doesn't – he's got to lose 23 pounds in a week. You think that's going to affect him?
That's fake news as well, Adam. He's just trying to juicing up, a storyline, make another narrative, make another angle for the fight, make another excuse for the fight. This is another built-in excuse, Adam. Let me tell you that right now. Just along the lines of, I took this fight on a week notice. When he loses, he's going to use that. And then he's also going to use this narrative, I had to cut so much weight in a week, this and that. So he's just giving himself excuses so the fall is less hard when he loses.
Now, Mike Brown catching coronavirus and not being able to be with him, how is that going to affect him?
It's not going to affect him at all. As fighters, professionals, it's us in the cage. It's not the coach. The coach doesn't do anything. They just sit there and they get the best seat in the house. We're trained fighters, man. We have our game plans. We know how to fight now. This has nothing to do with coaches anymore. It's a one-on-one sport. It's mano y mano. It's combat. And, at the end of the day, as professional fighters, we know how to fight. And that's what we're going to go in there and do is fight.
Now, Tyron Woodley says he had the contract to fight you, and he signed it. Did you get a contract? Is there any truth to that?
I haven't got no contract. And, I don't lie to the media. I don't make up fake news. I don't make up bullshit. If they sent me a contract with Tyron Woodley's name, I'd sign it faster than the ink could dry. That's the easiest fight I could ever look for.
But does that help you? Because I feel like you're ranked higher than Woodley right now. So is that a smart fight for you?
It doesn't help me because, he hasn't won a round in 2 or 3 years. He's lost his last 2 fights. He looks completely cashed out. Of course he wants to fight me. It's the biggest, most relevant fight that he can get. It's the fight that has a ton of hype on it, and it's probably a fight that gets him up more than any fight ever. As much shit as I've talked to him, he's probably more excited to fight me than he's ever been to fight anybody. The angle we have, with he's a liberal cuck and I'm a Republican. So the red versus blue angle, that has a big storyline and former training partners at American Top Team back in the day. And just all the different storylines that fight sells. It's a great fight, and I'm sure he's excited for the fight. But, the fight has not been presented to me, and it doesn't really do anything for me. More than – the only thing it does for me is if the people want to see a dead body and a guy retired, yeah, okay, I'll do that for the people. I am people's champ.
But now how does this play out? Because I'm trying to do the math, right? Let's say Masvidal gets ragdolled by Usman, like you said, right? They're not going to give him a rematch. Because even if people aren't going to say, well, he blah, blah, blah. So then it's going to be Usman versus Gilbert Burns. And then do you wait for the winner, or do you fight Gilbert Burns in the meantime, and then that winner fights Usman? How do you see this?
I've never heard of a Dilbert. What is a Dilbert, Adam?
I think it's Gilbert. Come on, Gilbert Burns looked really. He's won his last 6 fights. He beat Tyron Woodley. He knocked out Damian Maia. You got to give the guy his props.
Never heard of a Dilbert. You know, you just talked about 2 guys that are 40 years old and way past their prime. How are those fucking impressive wins? Tell me that, Adam. How are guys that are 40 years old? That's why his name's Dilbert and nobody knows who the fuck he is. And I'm not fighting fucking journeymen. I've already fought enough journeymen. I'm fighting the biggest names in the sport. You know, I got nothing to do with any guy that nobody's ever heard of.
Now, according to Weendog, we were talking about it. He says you're one of the top 3 draws in the UFC. And I was thinking about it. Like, I think you are. I mean, McGregor is retired, right? So you got to go McGregor's top. I think you're second. Are you second behind McGregor?
Dude, to be honest, I think I'm first. If you look at the numbers never lie. We know that. If you go look on Dana White's page, his when he puts all the videos of the fighters going in for their fights. My last fight, I had 7 million viewers looking at Dana White's Twitter page for when I walked in the building. Conor only had like 500,000. Usman, 100,000. Nobody gives a fuck about him. George's last fight, 200,000. Nate Diaz, 500,000. No one's crossing the million plank, and I'm at 6-something million. And that's just facts. You can go look at Dana White's Twitter for my December. I'm a draw. People want to see me fight. Whether you love me or hate me, maybe I don't have, millions of followers because I didn't buy followers like all these fake fucks like George, like Usman. I didn't have to buy a following. I got a real following. And, I got a lot of haters and I got a lot of lovers. But at the end of the day, they all want to see me either win or lose, and they're all tuning in. They're not in the middle. So they're not going to turn the channel to Real Housewives of OC like when Dilbert would be fighting.
I mean, you make a lot of good points. And I was telling Joe, I mean, there's a huge conservative fan base out there. I mean, look at Tucker Carlson right now has the #1 watch show on cable network history. Cable news. #1 in cable news history. So there's a lot of people out there, conservatives. All right, let's change the topic a little bit. Conservative women versus liberal women, right? Because a lot of the girls you date, do you ever go out with a liberal girl and she asks you about your politics, then it's over?
I mean, if I go out with a liberal girl and she asks me about politics, we're not going to talk ever again. I have nothing to say to you. So, and if I go out with a conservative woman, then we can talk, but liberal soy women they're just so close-minded, and they don't believe in facts. My friend Candace Owens, she doesn't care about your feelings. She cares about facts, and if facts hurt your feelings, that's your problem. That's not my problem.
Now, so conservative girls. Now, how many hit you up in your DM? Because there's a lot of conservative girls. I see they're blonde. They got their big boobs. They're at the beach. I can just see them. They're wearing the red, white, and blue, bikinis. Are they constantly DMing you?
There's a couple. I can't lie, Adam. The good thing is that, my great friend Candace Owens, she's trying to hook me up with some conservative women that work on, for the greatest president in the world, Donald Trump. So, you just might see me dabble into the political world and become a senator someday and have some power couple with, another girl that's deep into the political world.
Hell yeah, dude.
About is wrestling, right? Becoming a pro wrestler. And I think you'd be a great pro wrestler. But the thing is, those guys work 365 days out of the year. I mean, I wouldn't say it's harder than MMA, but it might be harder on the body than MMA, actually, because of all the falls and this and that and every night. And that's something you really want to do?
I'll take it harder on the body than on the brain. The UFC is so bad on your brain, and WWE is. I'm so passionate about it, Adam. I would love to do. I'll do it for 24/7, 365 days a year because I'm just so passionate about it. I love the sport. It's such a real sport, and it's so exciting to me because it's something new and it's something fresh, and it's something that I grew up watching and loving and admiring, and now my friend Kurt Angle, is trying to help me get over into that world, and I just think the crossover it just fits perfectly for my style.
Has Vince contacted you, Vince McMahon?
Nah, Vince hasn't contacted me yet, but I know he knows who I am. My good friend Bobby Lashley is over in WWE right now, and he's presented some ideas to Vince McMahon, like, hey man, let's do this storyline, let's do this angle, MMA versus wrestlers, or me and my
my American fighter, Colby Covington, versus, wrestlers.
Right.
And we're just trying to find the right strategy and the right way to go about it. But there's only a matter of time, Adam. I will be the WWE champion before it's all said and done.
Dude, I believe you, man. I mean, I completely believe you. Now, Dana White, I noticed that you tagged Dana. Like, Dana, the American Hero is ready. I'm going to save this card. So are you and Dana, you guys are back on good terms? Because at one point you were going to smack him with the belt and take off his pants and embarrass him and all this other shit. So you guys are cool again?
Yeah, Uncle Dana, man. I don't got no problems with Uncle Dana, man. That's my business partner. That's my man, man. That's, so I got no ill will towards him. I want to do good business with him, and he knows that, And before, when I was saying those things, everybody knows, it's just, it wasn't, I just felt disrespected, and I feel like, I didn't get treated right, and I was treated unfairly, and but I'm over that. That's the past. We've moved over that. This is the future and the moment now. And all I want to do is fight, man. I want to fight and show that I'm the best fighter in the entire world. And Dana is my way to get there. So, I don't want any bad blood with him or any bad problems.
Now, when you left ATT, I know that it was a big part of you. And, you have a lot of friends and family over there. Did you go in there and say goodbye to Matt Brown? Did you say goodbye to Dustin Poirier? Did you give him hugs? Was it like a formal goodbye, like, I'll see you guys, I love you guys? Or was it like, Colby's out, fuck that guy?
I gave him all the deuces, and I blew him a kiss and said, I'll see you motherfuckers soon, especially doofus Dustin Poirier. All that shit he talked to the media, oh, when I see Colby, it's on site, motherfucker, it's on site. It's on site, bitch? Let's do it then. Let's do it in front of the whole entire world. Nah, you don't want to do that because I'll embarrass you in front of the whole world. You won't even be recognizable to your wife and kid ever again if you ever fought me, doofus, Dustin.
Well, you're also bigger than him. You're 170. He's 55. I mean,
he's bigger than me, Adam. We used to step on the scale all the time. He weighed 185, 186, 187. I weigh 184, 185. He's a bigger guy than me. I just don't cut weight. To be honest, I should be a lightweight. I should be 55. Khabib's bigger than me. But I don't agree with cutting 30 pounds and cutting these massive weight cuts because I'm a real fighter. I don't need to cut weight to prove I'm the best in the world. I know I'm the best in the world. I don't need an extra advantage. And that's what these guys are looking for, Adam. They're looking for an extra edge. They're looking for an extra advantage. Oh, I'm the bigger guy in the fight. It's gonna make me better. It's gonna help me more. No, I don't give a shit about any of that. Let's just get in the octagon. We'll weigh what we weigh, and let's see who's the best. And that's how real fighters think.
I mean, you must have been impressed, though, with Poirier's win over Dan Hooker. He looked great, right? I mean, come on.
Bro, Adam, I know you know wrestling. He made Dan Hooker look like Dan Gable.
I mean,
come on, bro.
Dan Hooker's a good fighter. Dan Hooker knocked out Gilbert Burns. I mean, he's a great.
Hookers aren't usually lasting longer than 2 or 3 minutes, and you know this better than anybody because you're in Vegas a lot. So you know that hookers don't last. Hookers aren't meant to go 25 minutes. So the fact that Hooker made it that long and he won the first 2 rounds, I mean, the Hooker should have won the fight, I mean, doofus Dustin, he's nothing, bro. He's a jobber. He's a journeyman. He's a fucking mediocre fighter, nothing more.
So when you guys spar together, you usually won? Is what you're trying to say?
Dude, I wouldn't even say one is the way to explain it, bro. I took his soul, knocked him out, tapped him out, fucking back in high school, fucking he dropped out. I mean, he wants nothing to do against me.
Or what about when you used to spar Masvidal? That must have been close. Those were close, right? Those weren't
That's hilarious, man. You're talking about a guy who's got 14 losses on his resume. 14 losses, Adam. He's a 50-50 journeyman level fighter. There's a reason they call him Street Judas Masvidal. Not only did he turn his back on his best friend, me, he turned his back on the entire fighting organization. All the guys he said he was going to stand up for, and he was going to be a martyr for the union and all the fighters and fighter pay and this and that. And then at the first chance he gets, he jumps on this opportunity on a week's notice and completely turns his back on everybody. That's why he's the Judas. So,
yeah, but he said they gave him pay-per-view. They gave him pay-per-view points. They gave him what he wanted. They gave him more money. I mean, isn't that what he wanted?
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He didn't get exactly what he wanted, but he got a decent chunk. He'll probably make $1 million. Good for him. That $1 million is going to go down the drain in a couple months, and he's going to be screaming for daddy. He's going to want daddy to retire him. You know, and I'm still mad I didn't get no Father's Day wish from him. I am his father. George Masvidal is my son.
But what he said when you guys sparred, you won 80% of the time, 70%, 50%. I mean,
100%.
100.
Are you fucking high or drunk right now, Adam?
No, I mean he's a great fighter. Come on.
A guy who got smoked by Damian Maia, smoked by Stephen Thompson, smoked by Lorenz Larkin, smoked by Ala Quinta, Paul Rodriguez, something Dams, Rodrigo Dam, Gilbert Melendez.
Knocked out Ben Askren in 5 seconds.
Dad bought Ben Askren, the guy who never even won a fight in the UFC. The guy's a fucking complete jobber, you know.
Beat Nate Diaz. Beat Nate Diaz.
You mean Ben Askren, right? And the soy boy Nate Diaz, the guy who's also a 50-50 journeyman fighter who should have been retired 5-10 years ago, who has no brain cells left in his fucking head. Oh yeah, that's a great win.
Darren Till knocked out Darren Till.
Oh, Daryl the Doughboy Till. Oh yeah, great win. All hype. He was built up in the UK. The only reason people know who he is because he's got a big following. He hasn't done anything impressive. Daryl the Doughboy, you know, is a jobber too.
Beat Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, beating Cowboy Cerrone right now is like going to your grandma's house and beating her up. It's not impressive.
My grandma's pretty tough. But I hear you. So you're not impressed with Masvidal. Now Ben Askren tweeted out that Marty sucks. But like, why does Askren think that Usman sucks?
Yeah, that's just Ben Askren being a hypocritical little bitch like he is. You know, he has no room to talk, bro. You didn't even win a UFC fight, man. You came to the UFC and you went 0-3. You got knocked out by Robbie Lawler. You got knocked out. Yeah, it was. Everybody knows that was one of the worst stoppages of all time. Next to my stoppage with Mark Not So Goddard, who fucking robbed all the fans of a fair fight. But that's another story in itself. Ben Askren is complete trash. He got tapped out by Damian Maia. The guy's 43 years old, man. So he has no room to talk, bro.
So when you fight Usman again, because I think that's probably going to be the New Year's Eve fight, I think that they're going to try to – they know that's going to be a huge fight right after the election. Oh, my God.
When Trump wins.
That's right, baby.
And when
Trump wins,
which he probably
will win. Fuck the snowflakes.
That's right, dude.
He probably will win. And it's you versus Usman and New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. It's probably the biggest fight in the next 10 years. Last year. What are you going to do differently? Anything?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do differently, Adam, is I'm not going to trust the UFC PI to do my meals again, because then I know I'm not going to get poisoned 2 days before the biggest fight of my life and be puking my guts up 20 times. So that's the first adjustment that I'm going to make. The second one is I'm going to wrestle more, because I know Usman's scared to wrestle with me. He knows if he gets in scrambles and we have to wrestle and we have to dig deep, he's going to be too tired. He's going to fatigue, and his strikes aren't going to be as powerful. And he's going to quit. He's a quitter at the end of the day. You just have to take him to those deep waters. And last fight, I didn't take him to deep waters because I was sick, man. I got food poisoning 2 days before the fucking fight. And third, the third adjustment is we're not going to have Mark Not So Goddard saving his fucking life. That second round, when I kicked him in the liver, he would have been finished. I rocked him a minute before that, and then I kicked him in the liver, and his liver was shutting down. He was quitting. I would have put so many strikes against the cage, he would have just gave up. It would have been a TKO there. But no, Mark Goddard saved his life, threw him a life raft, and he did it again with the fake eye poke when he was faking it on the other eye. And you know, so I'm going to have a competent ref that calls the fight fairly, and it's down the middle. And, you know, besides that, I've made a lot of adjustments in my striking game, you know, keeping my hands up, a lot more fakes, you know, just a lot more depth to my striking game that people are going to see soon. And all thanks to Colby Covington Incorporated.
Now, Rashad Evans opening up his own gym in Florida. Are you going to bring him in?
Shit, I might have to, man. I heard he had a fallout with Usman. Usman treated him like shit. And it's sad because Rashad always had Usman's back. He put, you know, fake Usman on his couch when fake Usman had nowhere to stay and no money. And, you know, he brought him up and gave him a gym and gave him an opportunity and helped him out and worked with him. And then for Usman to turn his back and think he's bigger than Rashad and think he's, you know, God's gift to earth, because that's what everybody says, you know, the fake newsman thinks he's just better than people now. It's just sad. So, you know, maybe I will hire Rashad. I've always had respect for him, and I respect his accomplishments. And, you know,
also Dean Thomas started his own gym.
I know that Dean trains Woodley, but I don't think he'd be opposed to training you if as long as Woodley's not fighting anymore. That might be a good too. Dean Thomas.
Never heard of him.
He was a trainer at your gym. Come on. Dean Thomas. What an amazing fighter. You have possibly a Hall of Famer. Yes, Dean Thomas.
Yeah. How many UFC fights did he win?
I don't know. I don't have that in front of me, but I'm sure he. Joe.
I think I remember that guy. His name was Didn't Do Nothing Thomas. That's not Din Thomas. It's Didn't Do Nothing Thomas.
Why do you and Dean have? I mean, because he was an AT&T.
Hey, I got more money on my wrist right now than he made his whole entire career. So who gives a fuck about that? Nobody.
Who cares about money? The guy's a great guy, and you're a great guy. Fuck money, dude. You guys are both great athletes, and I just think that you might. Who knows? He started his own fight gym. He won a couple guys. He has Greg Hardy working there.
Greg's Greg's my boy, man. I love that guy, man. One of the great heavyweights in the UFC today with raw knockout power. So
yeah,
that's my boy. But I got a great thing going at him. I promise. When I let everybody know what's going on at CCI, Colby Covington Incorporated, the coaches I got on my staff now, and the training partners I brought in, man, people are gonna be surprised, man. And I promise you will see a new version of me, 2.0.
Are you gonna bring in Mike Perry's coach, his girlfriend? She's undefeated with Mike Perry right now.
The only reason I'm bringing her in is for the bedroom cardio, get a little work.
Oh no! Oh
besides that, Mike Perry can get body bagged any day, man. He wants to get body bagged. Just say my name, buddy.
But would that be a good fight for you? I don't think that you're gonna raise. I mean, Mike Perry's a great fighter, but it seems like you're number 1. He's number 12.
I don't think he's ranked.
I don't know if he's even ranked, but I mean, he had a big win over Mickey Gall. Were you surprised by that?
Who?
Do you watch fights? It seems like whenever I ask you, one of these guys, and then when you make your picks, you happen to know all these guys when you make your like betting picks. So how does that work?
I honestly don't know any of them, and when I make my betting picks, I usually just go down the thing, and I'm like, okay, that seems like someone who might win, So
right,
let's him.
Well, now that you and Joanna aren't teammates anymore, are you guys gonna go out? Because there was some sexual tension between you two.
Hey, Joanna's right here on my wrist, brother. Joanna, thank you, Miss Joanna. I'm so happy you won me this nice watch for when you got your ass beat and got your face rearranged by Wiley Zhang. I called that for the people. That was America's pick of the week. Wiley Zhang to rearrange Joanna's face. I'm a man of my word. Promises made, promises kept.
Okay, This week you like Holloway or Volkanovski?
I don't even know who were they. Were they on my undercard last time?
You don't know any of these guys.
I don't know. I just don't pay attention to fighting. I could give a fuck less unless I'm fighting. I don't really care. There's only one person on my mind right now, and that's Marty Fake Newsman, and getting a fair fight with him, and that's all I care about. I don't care about any of the other jobbers or all the other fighters. I'm not into I'm here to make friends. Let's be friends with all the UFC fighters. No, I'm not here to make friends, Adam. I'm here to make money.
Well, you're making money, man. I mean, it seems like you're doing really well for yourself. You got a house in Florida. You got a nice car. You got everything going for you. Are you set for life? Can you like retire for life at this point?
Yeah, for 100%, without a doubt, dude. I'm making more in sponsors than most of these fighters are making in fights per year. So, if I wanted to retire and walk away now, I could. But, dude, I have unfinished business, and I have such a deep, burning desire in my soul just to come back and show people who I really am and the character that has defined me my whole life. So, I'm just getting started, man. I barely just got warmed up, and people don't even know what's coming next.
Well, listen, I believe it. I mean, I believe that when you had your first fight in the UFC in China at like 2 a.m, I was like, this kid got something. And I followed you all the way since when you came to my show in Florida and came to the show in Vegas. We've been friends forever. I believe everything you say. Do you ever take a step back and think, man, I'm just look how far I've come. I'm just a kid from Oregon, and now I'm set for life. I can probably retire my parents all because of my fighting skills.
You know, Adam, it's funny you took a trip down memory lane with me just now, and you know, you were like my first interview ever, and I thank you to this day for that, and that's why I always make time for you. I don't got time for any of these other media nerds, you know, these virgins that, you know, they're neck bearded virgins with that breathe out of their mouth, you know. We don't have time for those guys, you know, because they don't have, you know, you have a martial art, you wrestle, you understand the game. These guys, they lived in their mom's basements, they're eating Cheetos, and they're trying to have opinions about what fighters should do and this and, oh, this loss and, oh, he should fight this guy, and they try and play internet matchmaker. It's just, there's no real journalism anymore, Adam. These guys didn't even get journalism degrees, and they want to act like they're journalists. So that's why I appreciate you, and I always have time for you. And on that same token, you know, yeah, you know, I do sometimes look at those days where I'm just like, man, I came from nothing. I came from the trailer parks, you know. I grew up in a very poor family, and, you know, my family was very blue collar, and they had to earn everything they got. You know, they had to earn just for the opportunity to eat top ramen every day, you know, and we didn't have nice stuff back in the day. So now that I can have nice stuff and I can help them out, buy them cars, and do good things for me, from my fighting, something that I love and I'm passionate about, and, you know, I want to do till the day I die, it's incredible, man. And it has been a great journey, but, you know, I don't want to look at the journey till it's over, and it ain't even close to over yet, Adam. So, you know, I'm not going to look at that till, you know, 5-6 years down the road after we've won a couple more titles and it cashed out.
Now, after you win at 170, are you going to go to 85?
You know, I would love to go to 85 because I think it's, you know, it's a big fight with the style bender, whatever his name is up there. Yeah. You know, I think he has the type of cardio that I have, and I know he can't wrestle. So I think a guy that puts wrestling on him and implements their will beat him. So, you know, you seen in the last fight with Romero that, you know, he looked human. He doesn't look that good, you know, and that's a over the hill UL Romero. So there's a lot of options out there, Adam. I might go 85. I might go to 55. You know, the options are plenty. You know, I'm not a big 70-year as it is, so we'll see, man. I just want the biggest fights, and I want to fight for the people. Whatever the fights the people want, I'm fighting for the people as the people's champion.
I love it. Well, thank you, Colby. Have a great weekend. You're the best, dude. You're the absolute best. Take care, man.
Okay. Adam, much love, brother. Have a great night.
Take care.
Peace.
Peace out, bro.
Finish this joke, the story in a second, because right now we have one of the best fighters in the world is joining us. Arguably, I mean, like, he's got to be the #1 contender. There's no way
he's my favorite guest you've had on the show since I've been co-hosting with you. I swear to God.
This guy right here is a monster. He's sideways. I can't really see him because you got to turn the camera the other way, Colby.
Oh, turn it upside down? All right.
Yeah. This is the first time I've ever done an interview with you. You didn't have an American flag in the back and a MAGA hat, like a Trump picture.
What are you talking about? The American flag right
good
there.
Point. American flag right there.
Red, white, and blue, baby.
Good point. I meant like right there. Yes, you're right. There is an American. I'm an idiot. I'm a complete
But
idiot.
not a MAGA hat.
Yeah, yes. So, Colby Covington, how are you? You're looking freaking strong as hell. How are you, man?
I've never been better, Adam. I've been training hard. I'm ready to go get my world title. It doesn't matter if Marty's going to be showing up. Dana already said I'm fighting for the world title next, so I'm training accordingly, and we'll see who's going to get this work for the world title.
Now, I mean, that's 100% because I was at that first fight. It was so close. It was 2-2 going into the 5th. One judge had you winning. You could argue that you were winning easily. And then you slipped up a banana peel. We all know what happened. The judge stopped it early. But it was like such a great fight, and you had food poisoning. According to you, you got food the night before. You were up till 5 in the morning. So why wouldn't you get this next shot?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? I'm the #1 ranked fighter in the world. That's what the rankings say. My resume speaks for itself. I've beaten 4 UFC champions. I've had pretty much a near flawless record. And, Dana White said himself, me and Marty Usman's first fight was one of the greatest fights of all time that he's ever seen. And, there's going to be a rematch. There was a lot of controversy in that first fight. If I would have ended up winning that night, I wouldn't have been okay with it. I would have wanted to run it back because I want to leave no doubt in the fans' eyes that I'm the best in the world. And you know what? Marty Usman has left a lot of doubts in the fans' eyes. They don't know if he's the best because, I was beating him. He faked a nut shot. I kicked him right in the liver, Adam. That would have been the fight over. He changed the whole momentum of the fight. And then obviously the early stoppage, I slipped on a banana peel in the 5th round. I was still in the fight. I was still coherent, still defending myself. So we got to run this back, man. I'm sick of this talk that Marty's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. He's the greatest welterweight of all time. Come prove it. What have you done? Look at his last 3 wins, Adam. They're all against lightweights. Jorge Street Judas Masvidal, lightweight. Gilbert Burns, lightweight. The guy before him, lightweight. You know, he's like, now he's calling out another lightweight. Michael Chiesa, another lightweight. Like, the guy's a joke, man.
Now, you call him Marty. His name is Marty Usman. Well, not Marty Usman. It's Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, why do you call him Marty? Where'd Marty come from?
Because they say his name was Marty back in Omaha, and then he changed it to Kamaru when he got back. And that's what other people are saying.
He wanted to embrace his roots.
Hey, that's what he wanted to be called. When he went to University of Nebraska Kearney, because he wasn't good enough to cut it in Division I, so he had to go Division II. He wanted to be known as Marty because he wanted his African roots away. He wanted to be Americanized. He wanted to be an American fighter, an American wrestler. So that's just what he wanted. You know, it's not anything else.
All right. Well, so Ben Askren started calling him Marty, and it obviously bothered him. So of course Colby picked it right up, right there, because that's Colby. But you keep calling him Marty Juiceman. Why is he juice? Because he likes to smoothies?
Oh. Come on.
Why are we calling him Juiceman?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
That's Marty Juiceman. He's the CEO of EPO. Adam, let's be honest. How many guys do you see in their mid-30s that have craters? Literally, the craters on his face and back look bigger than they are on the moon. That's saying something. Bigger than the moon. He's got craters on his face, all over his back, all that back knee, all that acne all over his face. Come on, you're almost a 40-year-old man and you got acne still, bro? He needs to find a new scientist.
But he's always had that. It wasn't like that just developed.
I've never seen that. The last couple of years, that's came out more and more on his face, all over his back. He's never had that bad, man. That's bad, dude. And let's talk about his hairline, man. What happened to that hairline? Last time I kicked him in the face, he decided to let go of that hairline and just completely shake his head off. That ugly-ass mug.
I understand. I honestly think that the fight that everybody wants to see, it was so close. You guys match up so well together. You both have amazing cardio. Both have great striking. Both have insane wrestling. Now, you said in the past, this time you would rather wrestle him more, get him tired, right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, last time I wanted to put on a show for the fans, and, you know, I wanted to make it a striking battle, and, you know, I didn't use MMA. This is mixed martial arts. You know, I know if I fight him again, I can mix in the martial arts better than he can. I'm a more well-rounded fighter, and, you know, I'm going to make his lungs fall into the bottom of his chest. He's going to quit. You know, he was ready to quit last time, but let's not forget that he took 2 5-minute breaks, the fake nut shot and the fake eye poke. Barely touched him on his left eye. He's crying to the camera. The worst acting job I've ever seen. Worse than Aljamain Sterling. He won the title. Oh, my right eye, doctor. Look at, sit on the cage. Oh, my right eye. Bro, there's camera. There's replay. They're going to see that you're a shitty actor and you get poked in the right eye. So, too much controversy, Adam. Mark Not-So-Goddard gave him life rafts in the fight. He stopped the fight early. I was still coherent. I stood right up and protested right away. And as you know, the judges' scorecards were very tight. One of them had me up 3-1. One of them was 2-2. One had him up 3-1, which is atrocious to even think that he was up 3-1. How many times I wobbled him in that fight. So it's okay. Now we're here for round 2, and we're going to give the fans what they want, a great show and an entertaining fight. And, you know, it's the 2 best welterweights in the world battling it out.
Colby, what's the holdup with the fight? Why hasn't it been set yet?
Yeah, Marty Juiceman, man, he's the holdup. He won't sign the contract. He's trying to look for easy way outs. He wants to fight some lightweight Michael Chiesa, who's a nobody. The guy was getting beat up by Anthony Pettis. Getting beat up by Jorge Street Judas Masvidal, getting beat up by Kevin Lee. Come on, these guys are jobbers at lightweight. And you want to come up to welterweight and think you deserve a title shot? So, you know, the holdup is Marty's looking for easy fights. He doesn't want to fight the best fighter in the world. And, you know, he wants to look for the easy ride.
Chiesa's a stud. I do think you deserve
a stud?
He's a stud. Come on.
Yeah, he's a good guy on the fringe of the top 15. But when you're talking about the best welterweights and the best fighters in the world, he's not in the discussion, bro. He's not in the discussion.
It has to be you versus Marty. I'm surprised you guys didn't host Ultimate Fighter. I thought that would have been the perfect season.
Oh, God, perfect.
He turned it down. They offered him a spot on Ultimate Fighter. He said, no, I don't want to go on 6 weeks of TV with Colby. I don't want to fight Colby. He's looking for any excuse not to fight me. He's trying to fight Jake Paul. Let's talk about it. Masvidal, he beat him on 6 days' notice. Oh, it wasn't enough time. Let's give him 6 weeks. Oh, 6 weeks isn't enough. Now he's probably looking for a Jorge Masvidal trilogy, and he wants to give 6 months.
Now you had to be impressed, though, with the way he dismantled Masvidal that last fight. I mean, nobody's ever knocked Masvidal out. He was able to do it.
What are you talking about? Karina Dam's little brother, Rodrigo Dam, left Jorge Street Judas Masvidal unconscious.
Oh,
He
really?
left him. Everybody's knocked out, George. That guy's been dropped by everybody. He's been dropped by Michael Chiesa. He's been dropped by Rafael Sunsao. He's been dropped by Baboon. He's been dropped by featherweights, lightweights, every weight class. He's a bum. Why are we talking about a guy that has almost 20 losses on his record, Adam?
Were you surprised that he put his hands down? Because I think he was doing pretty well until he let him hit him. And I'm like, no, not the guy you don't want to let anybody punch you in the face. I don't care if a guy has no power. What was he thinking?
See, that's the thing, Adam, is it was such a mismatch. And, Street Judas Masvidal is so one-dimensional. And not only is he fragile, that guy's the most fragile guy on the entire UFC roster. But, he was so concerned with takedowns. He didn't want to get taken down again because he was going to gas out. So he wanted to keep the hands down, keep them low, and try and defend takedowns. But, Marty faked the takedown, boom, comes up with a hook right over the top and leaves him unconscious, dude. But the guy's got no chin. He's shot. He's past his time, Adam. He's almost 40 years old. The guy's washed up. He should never been in a world title fight in the first place. It's a complete joke.
Now, I got to say, I was worried, Colby, because when you left ATT, it's an amazing camp. I'm like, I even called you that day. I'm like, yo, I heard you left ATT. You're like, are we on the podcast? Like, no, we're friends. Is this the right move? Now, a lot of times when people go to a new camp, it takes them a fight or two to kind of settle in. You look better than you've ever looked against Tyron Woodley. And Tyron Woodley is a great fighter. And you beat him up like I've never seen anyone beat up Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, just my training, at Colby Covington Incorporated and MMA Masters is completely different than it was at ATT. At that big gym, ATT, to get lost in the shuffle, the coaches don't really care about you. They're just looking to get paychecks off you. They're not looking to see the evolution of these fighters and grow these fighters to the best in the world. Now I'm over at MMA Masters. I got my coach, Cesar Carnero, my striking coach, and we just personalize our training, and he's really here for me. He's not here for the paychecks. He's here to see me evolve as a mixed martial artist fighter. He's here to get me better, and we're getting better every single day. And then my jiu-jitsu and judo coach, Daniel Valverde, man, we put so much time into my takedowns, into my submissions, and now you're just seeing a well-rounded fighter, and you're seeing Colby Chaos Covington 2.0, and I really want to come back and show how much I've improved since I fought Woodley. That was 8-9 months ago. I'm a completely different fighter today than I was 8-9 months ago with these guys.
Yeah. Now, I have to say this. I'm going to bet Adam $500 you're going to beat Usman, without a doubt. I have my money on you.
Why am I betting on What?
I just have a feeling about you, Adam.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Colby. I want to ask you a legacy question. People always tell NBA players, if you could play anyone in the past, like Michael Jordan, do you think you could beat him? Is there someone from the past in UFC that you would love to fight, or you look at like, man, if only I had a shot with this guy that you think you could beat? Like, do you think you could beat Georges St. Pierre?
Oh, I don't think I could beat Georges St. Pierre. I know I'd beat St. Pierre. He was able to take a lot of guys down and hold them down and ground and pound. He's not taking me down. My cardio is completely different. I've never been taken down in the UFC octagon, so he's not going to be the first. So, Georges St. Pierre, his striking was very, very basic, very kindergarten. He didn't have a lot of tricks. He just had that really good jab, but that's pretty easy to counter if you're moving your head and you're using footwork. So, I think Georges St. Pierre would have been a very extremely easy fight for me. And he was ahead of his time. He was just, there was a lot of guys at that time that were one-dimensional. They were either strikers or they were wrestlers, but they weren't good at blending both.
I got to say, when you beat back to Woodley, when you beat Woodley and, you beat him all 5 rounds, it was tough to watch. At the end,
it didn't go 5 rounds, Adam. He finished. He quit. Before the 5th round.
He popped a rib or something. Something happened. At the end,
I broke it when I kicked it.
At the end, he wanted to shake your hand. Even in between rounds, he wanted, and you were like, I want none of that. I mean, you beat the guy. You guys are both great athletes, both really great people. I know both of you personally. Couldn't you have just shook his hand and been like, all right, man, good fight?
Adam, ask him what happened backstage. Ask him what happened backstage.
Tell us.
What happened backstage?
No, we had a moment, we talked, we figured it out, but when I'm in the octagon, man, I'm not there to make friends, Adam. I'm there to make money. And it's not personal. It's just that guy's coming to kill me. I'm coming to kill them. So, it's just business at the end of the day. I'm not trying to be friends with you. I'm not trying to shake your hand. I don't want any of this nice shit. That's not what the fans pay their hard-earned money to see. I'm here for violence, and I'm here to deliver, and I'm not there to make friends. So, you know, I'm not shaking nobody's hand when I'm in the octagon.
Even after you beat the guy?
Even after I beat him, like, on to the next order of business, on to my title fight. And I'm going to go celebrate and enjoy my time with my team. But when the cameras are still on and the fans are still watching, why would I act like I'm friends with some? You know, these aren't fake beefs, Adam. Like, most of these guys, they manufacture these beefs. These are real beefs, man. These fights that these fights that I get, you know, with Woodley, with Usman, with other guys that I fought, you know, these are real beefs. This isn't manufactured. So, you know, there's not going to be any friends at the end of the day.
Would you take a fight with Masvidal because you have beef with him? Would you take a fight with him?
Dude, we were trying to fight after the Woodley fight. Dana was begging him to fight me. He was like, dude, I'll pay you $2 million. I'll give you the Ultimate Fighter gig. I'll do anything. My son, Street Judas, the fragile guy, Masvidal, does not want to fight me. He will never sign a contract to fight me, and that's just facts, man. He knows I'm his daddy. You know, I used to literally just give him spankings and change his diapers every day when we trained at AT. You know, I'm not ever going to sign a contract to fight me.
Now, they're saying Woodley's going to fight Jake Paul in a boxing match. That's the word on the street. Who's going to win that fight?
You know, I think Woodley will. I think Snake Paul, you know, what is he, a little Disney Lizzie McGuire star? That guy's not a real fighter. That guy's a joke, you know, and I'm sick of all these fighters. All these fighters are trying to give MMA community a bad name. Like, dude, leave it to the guys that are in their prime, dude. All these guys that are past their time, washed up fighters out of the UFC. I'm not saying Woodley because Woodley's a former champion. He's a great fighter, but Ben Askren, come on, dude. That guy can't even throw a punch. He's never thrown a punch in the UFC or any MMA fight in his life. All he does is hug the guy and try and kiss him and yell sweet nothings in the guy's ears. So leave the fighting and the boxing to the real fighters. And Snake Paul, the guy's a joke, man. He's little Disney star, not a real fighter.
Now, didn't he come to your gym and train?
Nah, he knows better than that to come to King Chaos's gym. He knows I run these streets in Miami. I'm the king of the 305. So he knows better. Some amateurs went to go train with him, and came back talking how they were beating up Paul, and you know, he's a jobber, he's a nobody. So, you know, these are amateurs that are saying that.
Mike Perry said he like did pretty well against Mike Perry. I mean, doesn't Mike Perry go to your gym?
No, Mike Perry does not go to our gym. That guy, dude, he's a dirtbag, man. Like, I gave that guy a little bit of respect, and you know, I was willing to make amends, but the guy completely dissed my gym, man. He didn't even pay the gym MMA Masters. Like, he was supposed to pay the percentage. They brought him in the gym with open doors, giving him training, you know, freaking doing everything they could to help him be the best he could for his last fight. And then he does them dirty and throws them under the bus and doesn't pay the gym percentage to him. What a complete slime ball, man. He's never welcome in this gym.
Wow. Well, I thought you guys were cool. I thought you and Mike had made up and you guys were like, that sucks.
We would have been cool if you would have been respectful to my coaches, to my gym that I take pride in, you know, and to not pay your percentage when you're hopping gym to gym, and not a lot of gyms wanted to take the risk of bringing you in anyways, and they took the risk and they put their time into you, and that was time that sometimes they took time away from me so they could help him get him ready for his fight. So the fact that he didn't pay the gym percentage, he's dead to me in my book, and I want nothing to do with that guy.
Now they're saying Gilbert Burns is going to fight Wonder Boy next. Wonder Boy's a tough fight, man, because it's hard to find guys that emulate Wonder Boy. And Gilbert Burns has amazing jiu-jitsu. That's a good fight. It's almost like a UFC 1 fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you think wins that fight?
Adam, don't you think it's funny that he calls himself Wonder Boy? He identifies himself as a boy still. The guy's almost 40 years old. He's driving kids around in his little karate van. What's so boyish about that? I mean, I know today the gender pronouns, you can identify as whatever you want to identify yourself as, but the fact that he still identifies as a boy is a complete joke, and I think it's bad for all the fans, man.
But he's a nice guy. He owns a karate school. Come on, man. You can't put
He's a nice guy. Oh, what is this, the Ultimate Feelings Championship? This is the Ultimate Feelings Championship.
That's the line of the day.
So who do you think wins the fight, him or Gilbert Burns?
I don't know. I don't care. You know, I'm only focused on what's ahead of me. I'm focused on Marty Usman. I'm focused on, you know, the world title fight. No matter, I'm fighting for the world title. Dana said it. Hunter Campbell, he's already came to me and said it. So whether Marty Usman, you know, wants to retire and give up his belt because he's scared to fight me because he's a coward or not, I'm fighting for the world title. And whoever steps in there, they're going to get destroyed.
Wow. I you know, listen,
So everything you said, you've done. So it's a couple hiccups here and there, but almost everything. So now the picture with Amanda Ribas, right? That was the one in that picture.
Amanda.
No,
you're talking about my Brazilian honey, Poliana.
Yeah. Poliana, what's her last name?
Viana.
Poliana Viana. There's a picture of you guys together. She kind of has her hand close to your junk. It's like a shot. And then you put it up and you're like chilling with my babe or something. And then the internet went crazy. People were like mad at her because she's Brazilian and yada, yada. But now, are you guys together? Like, what's going on there?
Dude, we're just a couple of adults, enjoying our life, Adam. Of course we were getting some bedroom cardio in. We had to work on our cardio, make sure we got the championship rounds in, getting ready for our next fights. But, it was nothing more than a friendship. Adults having fun. Can adults not have fun and sleep together anymore? Like, what's the big deal?
Okay, got it. You guys are just now. Was she jealous of you and all these other girls? Because it seems like every time there's a fight, there's you and 3 very promiscuous-looking hot women making fight predictions. Did she get upset about that? Brazilians,
yeah.
Yeah,
she was upset. But she knows I really like mamacitas, Adam, and she knows she couldn't tame this beast. So we just decided that it'd be best if we just go our separate ways. She's in Brazil, here in the greatest country of all, the red, white, and blue, America. God bless America. God bless the troops. But I got a different girl for every day of the week, so I can't lock myself down to one girl. I know I'm the king of Brazil, and all the Brazilian honeys want to get with me, but man, I got business to take care of here in America.
So, I was a little nervous when you were when Trump was about to the election getting close. It seemed like you were getting a little distracted. You were on a plane with Little Pump. You were with the Tiger King, or at his ranch. You were playing with tigers. It didn't seem like there was a lot of training going on. First of all, are you and Little Pump still friends? Do you guys hang out? What's that relationship like?
Little Pump's my boy, dude. I got a lot of respect for Little Pump, what he's made for himself, the life he's made for himself, and just the hard work he puts in every day into his music and his tracks. So, we went to watch Canelo a couple months back. We went and sat front row, watched Canelo knock out some dude, and we have a good relationship. We love to chase honeys down here in Miami together. So we're just 2 kings of the 305, being good friends.
Right. Now, was that like you guys were on that private jet? Was that paid for by Trump and the Republican? Like what was that? How did? Because I'm following on Instagram, and you're just like playing with tigers and Little Pump. Like, how did that happen?
So when we went to election night, he didn't get to come in the White House, but he came up to D.C. for election night, and I was in the White House. The next day, we were flying back to Florida. He's like, yo, you want to go by the Tiger King in South Carolina? I was like, of course, dude. That'd be freaking awesome. And then, his friend has a private jet. His name's JD. He goes by the Instagram Wires Only. And, he sells all types of exotic cars and has some private jets. So, we were able to hitch a ride with him on his private jet and, get to go experience Tiger King and have a good time, have some mamacitas, do a little, high altitude training up in the mountains, up in the clouds on our private jet. So, we're part of the Mile High Club, baby.
Colby, I have a question for Colby.
So you bang Little Pump in a plane. Congratulations.
I banged girls next to Little Pump. We had a little orgy with some other girls, but I don't like guys. I don't swing that way, and I don't have any problem with people that do that. To each their own. But I'm a ladies' man.
Of course. Now I talked to your sister. I saw her in Chattanooga, and we both said we were very concerned that you were getting distracted. She's like, my little brother is hanging out with Little Pump. It was one of the funniest. By the way, it was hilarious. So me and your sister hung out. Very sweet girl. She was his sister's a former cheerleader for like the Clippers, right? She's a Clippers.
Adam, what happened with you and Colby's sister? Come on
Nothing.
now.
Absolutely fucking nothing. We're not going here at all. I'm a married man, and his sister's like she's a very classy woman. So nothing but a class act there. And plus, the last person you'd ever want to be your brother-in-law is Colby. I don't know. I think you'd be a good brother-in-law, and also like the worst brother-in-law. So now, were you impressed with Chimaev at all?
Who's that?
He's a 170 pounder who was like killing it. What?
He's in the top 10.
Not now, but it seems like he's like getting there. You never heard of Chimaev?
He seems like he's getting there. How many ranked fighters has he beat? I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. How many ranked fighters has he beat?
He's not beaten any so far.
Oh, he hasn't beat any. You want to talk about fighters, Adam, when you're talking to a guy who's held the world championship, who's the #1 ranked fighter in the world, fighting for the welterweight undisputed world title next fight, and you want to talk about guys who haven't even beat a ranked opponent yet?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I guess you have a point, but he's looking good. He's undefeated. He's a national champion from Sweden. He's a good wrestler.
You must love Swedish people, right, Colby?
He's like,
yeah. I love all types of people. You know, it doesn't matter your race, color, creed, religion. You know, I'm an all-around guy. You know, I like everything. I'm not a discrimination type dude.
Yeah, 100%. Now, you and Candace Owens, you did a great job on her podcast. You guys are getting very close. What's she like when the camera's not on?
Dude, Candace is such a sweet lady. You know, one of the smartest minds I've ever had the privilege to sit down and talk to. Really knows, just really savvy, understands politics, understands facts more importantly. You know, I call her the ultimate facts champion, you know, because she always comes with facts. You know, you cannot label her the labels that people try and put on Trump supporters. Oh, just because you support Trump, you're racist. No, you can't call Candace racist. She's black, you know, so how are you going to call her racist? And, you know, she's a political activist and she's looking for the America First agenda, Adam. She's trying to give people what they deserve, you know, to keep their money. You know, taxation is theft, you know, and she's looking out for the people of America, and she wants America first, and she wants our borders closed. She wants what all Americans deserve, the American dream.
Now, did you ever think though, when you were like this young kid in Oregon in high school or even in college, that like one day you'd be, you know, like Donald Trump, the president, would be calling you to congratulate you and you'd be the champ of the world and all this?
Dude, this journey for me, Adam, has been so surreal. Like, I could have never dreamed or imagined. Like, I always dreamed of doing big things, but I could never imagine that, you know, I'd be sitting in the White House in the Oval Office next to a sitting president, Donald Trump, the greatest president of all time, number 45, and getting calls every fight and being a close family friend to the Trumps and having friends like Little Pump, having friends like Lil Wayne. You know, Lil Wayne's going to walk me out to my next fight. You know, I grew up listening to his music. He inspired me to his music growing up. The sky is the limit, the limit, the limit, you know, and having friends like Candace Owens, who's just a smart girl who's going places. You know, that's a future POTUS. You know, she stands for what's right in America, and she stands for the people. And just having the connections that I have now and the things that I've done in the UFC, man, there's nothing anybody can ever say that's going to ever downplay my accomplishments and what I've been able to accomplish in my life. I came from a very broke kid in Oregon to, you know, a very wealthy, you know, rich man now that's able to do whatever I want, whenever I want.
So, Colby, after you win the championship, which I have no doubt you'll win, what's next? Like, do you have something beyond that you're looking at? Are you looking at politics? Are you looking at something sort of past UFC?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the guys that don't look at their future and look at their next plan, you know, you always got to have your plan that you're going to next. You know, UFC has just been a launching pad for me to go to my next adventure in life. Of course, you know, I'm still young. I'm in my early 30s. I'm only 33 years young. And, you know, I still have the best years of my prime left in me. So I want to go out and tackle, you know, everything that I set out to do. But, you know, I want to go to WWE. I'd like to go win a world championship over there. There's some great athletes over there. There's some great, you know, competitors that I'd like to compete against. And I think that's something I see in my future until I'm 40. And then after I'm done, you know, with WWE and UFC, I'd love to get into politics, maybe be a governor, maybe look to join a congressional race. But, you know, I'm a fighter at heart, and I want to fight for people.
Now, there was a video or picture of you with, like, Ali Abdulaziz and Trump. I think Cejudo was there. Usman was there, I believe. He was there. Now,
no, Ducklip Gagey was there.
Justin Gaethje was there. Now, but if you have like beef with Ali, you call him Ali Abdulaziz, and he went after you. Did they tell you, listen, don't get no fight in the White House? Like, did they tell you, hey man, you guys gotta squash the beef when we go here?
Yeah, he doesn't have the privilege because he's, you know, a terrorist snitch and allegedly, you know, he ratted out all his friends from Egypt. So he doesn't have the invite to ever go to the White House. But, you know, before my fight in Vegas with Woodley, you know, Donald Trump, the greatest president in history, was having a rally at the Las Vegas Convention Center. So we went to one of his rallies, one of his, speaking engagements, and we're able to hang out with him backstage a little bit and then go listen to him speak on stage and fire up 30,000 Las Vegans and just enjoyed our time there. But, I put all that personal stuff aside, that's business. And yeah, we have a relationship where we hate each other with that guy that you're talking about. But, when I'm in front of the president of the United States, I'm always on my best behavior, Adam. I'm not going to do something to jeopardize, our relationship. I'm not going to put him in harm's way. I'm not going to do something that's going to make him look bad or make me look bad. So, I'm the ultimate businessman.
So, but they didn't tell you, hey, what did you and Ali say to each other? Anything?
Nah, he knows better than to look at me, dude. That guy's the biggest slime ball in the world, man. He tried to come and fight me one time at the Palms, which I know that one of the outlets picked it up, TMZ, and it was a big thing. But he tried to swing on me at the Palms, man. Like, dude, you're not even a fighter. You're a manager. What's your record as a fighter? He was like 1-3 as a fighter. The guy's a complete joke. And the fact that he's going to come and try and swing on the number one fighter in the world was absolutely laughable. So, I have nothing against the guy.
He was with Usman, right? He was with Usman at the time.
Yeah, he was with Usman. But yet, why is Usman not coming over to try and swing on me? Because he knows what's going to happen if he swings on me. That he's going to get repercussions that he's not going to like. So, why do you have your manager coming to swing on me? So it's just a joke, man. The guys are clowns. I mean, who trusts that guy? Like, that guy's the most dirty, freaking shady guy in the world.
And then there was a time that you and Matt Hughes went to the White House, and you guys seemed like good friends. Matt Hughes is a buddy with Dan Lambert. 3 days later, you said, the train is coming, get out of the way. And that, especially you, Matt Hughes, who got hit by a train. Like, that was like one of the worst things that I was like, oh my, I go, what could he possibly say to offend people? There's nothing he could say because he said it all. And then I'm like, Jesus, a guy got hit by a train? Like, was Matt cool with that? Or were you guys friends, or were you just fucking with him? Like, why would you say that?
Well, yes, I did bring Matt Hughes to the White House. He didn't come with me. I invited him. He got lucky. Well, actually, I didn't invite him. At the time, he was good friends with Dan, and I invited Dan, and we had another +1, and Dan wanted to bring Matt. So I was like, okay, sure, yeah, whatever. But let's not forget why we're going to the White House, because I won a world title, and the president reached out to me, and he wanted to bring me to the White House, to the Oval Office, to hang out with him. So yeah, Matt should be thankful, dude. I made a dream come true of his that I brought him to the White House, man. He would have never went to the White House.
Why did you make the train joke about him?
Because, there's consequences that come with, coming to the White House with me, like I did him a favor. And if anything, I'm giving him more publicity and more exposure and letting people talk about him more than anything. So, he understood what was going on and why I did it. And, it gave him some
the White House, so I'm going to make a train joke 3 days later. That was the deal you guys had? Like, that's.
Did he piss you off? He must have pissed you off somehow.
Somehow. He said something.
No, for sure, dude. Like, when he was like the champion of the world, like the undisputed, like the greatest fighter, whatever, we had trained together at ATT, and I saw him in Vegas for one of my fights. I was going to fight Mike Pyle. It was like my third UFC fight. And like, I saw Matt, and he came in like the lobby of the MGM where we were fighting at. And like a couple fans were taking pictures. I was like, yo, what up, Matt? And he acted like he didn't even know me in front of the fans. Like, he acted like he was too good. Like, he was the best thing in the world, like since sliced bread. And I was just like, you know what, dude, you're fake, man. You're not even a real guy, man. Like, you're not even a humble, down-to-earth person. So, I don't like people like
one day you're going to get hit by a train, and then I'm going to call you out. Was that the moment that you thought to yourself, like when he dissed you, you're like, do you have like a list of
Why did he get hit by a train though, Adam? Did he not try and commit suicide? Because there's a lot of people that think that, allegedly.
Yeah. There's a lot of conspiracies. I don't know. I wish Matt Hughes well. I just thought it was pretty. Anyway, back to this. Okay, so also
back to how much pussy you get.
No. Also, I was talking to one of the coaches from Oklahoma State, the guy that beat Ben Askren twice. I always fuck up his name. In the NCAA finals, and he was the assistant coach at OKC.
Chris Pendleton.
He said he recruited you to go to Oklahoma State. They wanted you there. They gave you a scholarship. They brought you in, and you didn't get along with anybody on the team, and they took the scholarship away. On the recruiting trip, which is like the time that you want to, what the fuck? What did you do?
I wouldn't say that story is entirely accurate, but I mean, there is some truth to it. There's some truth to it, but I just didn't mesh with the wrestlers. I've never really meshed with with my teammates. Like I'm always friendly and stuff, but like I have my own focus and, you know, I have my own thoughts and like, you know, I have my own journey in my own way. So I think back in Stillwater, Oklahoma, some of the fighters, like they were Cowboy Hicks and like they wanted to drink and they wanted to get rowdy and do this and that. And I just wasn't down with that, man. I'm a kid from Oregon who, you know, come from humble beginnings and I don't know. I just didn't like the style. I decided not to go to Oklahoma State though.
Okay.
They didn't take my scholarship back. I decided not to go to Oklahoma State because I wanted to go back to my home and be at Oregon State.
Because I thought it was a hilarious story. I'm like, I've never heard a guy. I'm like, man, I wonder what he did. Like that story and the story, which I tell all the time about you. Ben Askren was coaching at ASU. You were beating his guy that he was coaching. Then you said, you don't want none of this. He was an Olympian at the time, and you tried to wrestle the coach. Not only were you beating his kid, you wanted to fight the coach during a match. And I was like, man, like Colby is Colby. Like that's the most.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most competitive fucking guy. Like one thing that you're not going to be is unprepared. Like that's why people don't want to fight you because they know that like you're going to go 100% the entire fucking time, 110%. And I don't know anybody in the UFC that can match your pace. I honestly don't know. Or in all of MMA. I mean, is there any guy that like maybe like
Frankie Edgar back in the day?
Clay Guida back in the day. It's almost like your Clay Guida, like a more skilled version of Clay Guida, of just like, you know, and that's got to be brutal. Maybe that's why Usman doesn't want to fight you again because he's just like, he doesn't want to train like he did, you know?
It's true. You know, I got a gift from God. You know, I got an extra lung that a lot of people like to say. And, you know, I've been given the name, you know, the cardio king for a reason because I don't get tired, man. I just keep going and I push. And my mentality is different from a lot of guys. And going back to Marty Juiceman, yeah, for sure he doesn't want to sign the contract. He felt the pressure and the intensity that I bring when I step in that UFC octagon. He doesn't want to feel that again, Adam. He thinks he got away lucky the first time. He wants to claim, oh, I broke your jaw. Dude, you didn't break my jaw. That fake x-ray that's out there on the internet. Look at the x-ray. There's like the top tooth, there's like a cap on it. So it's hilarious that he tries to claim this narrative, oh, I broke your jaw. You didn't break shit.
If you broke your jaw, but didn't you also say, I think my jaw's broke during a fight?
Yeah, I did say because, dude, he cracked me with a good shot. He got a straight shot. I had my hands up, and that was because my training at ATT. Hey, man, can you quiet? I just got an interview to do for 2 minutes. Thank you. Sorry about that, man. So, I said I cracked my jaw, but I didn't crack my jaw. He landed a clean flush shot. I had my hands down, but that was my training at ATT. They're like the whole camp. They're like, hey guys, Colby, fight with your hands down. Surprise Usman. Come up with the shots, but surprise them. Like, dude, why would I fight like that? It's so stupid. Now we train with Cesar Carnero and Daniel Valverde, MMA Masters. Everything is hands up, like head movement, flowing and ducking the punches and blocking the punches. So that's why I'm a completely different fighter now. And he doesn't have that excuse to say, oh, I broke your jaw. Okay, if you broke my jaw, come break it again. Try and break it. Why? If it was so easy, why don't you come try and do it again? But deep down inside, Marty knows what I bring when I come to the UFC octagon. So, you know, he's going to look for any way to cower it out and not fight me again.
Hey, Colby, do you need to, like, generate, like, sort of hatred for your opponent to really have your best fight? Is that something that is, like, do you need to have that beef to get the fight going? And also, Dustin Poirier, what's that beef about? I don't know that story.
You know, it's a fist fight, you know. So when you get into a fist fight, you know, it's not a friendly type thing. I'd rather have a lot of animosity built up where a guy wants to come and kill me. That's what I want. I want a guy to come out reckless, try and knock me out, try and kill me because it's just going to show how good I am. And most of the time when they fight like that, they're going to fight emotional and they're going to wear out a lot quicker than I do. So I love getting them that way. And Dustin Doofus Poirier, because he's a soy boy. That's why I say Poirier, because he's a soy boy. The guy's a complete clown. He claims, oh, I'm doing this Good Fight Foundation. It's for the people. I'm trying to get back. No, it's not. You told me when we were at ATT, you did that foundation because it's a tax write-off for your business in the UFC. So if he wouldn't be so fake to the people and lie to the people about why he's doing things, then I would be cool with him. I'd be like, you know, I respect the guy. The guy's not everything he says. He claims to be this father figure, this nice guy. No, he's not. There's people that walk at the gym will be like, hey, can I get a picture of Dustin? He'll look at him and be like, no, and he walks right by. Like, what kind of fighter is that? Like, I always stop for people to take pictures if they want to, you know, take a picture with me. Always respect the fans that pay their hard-earned money to watch us fight. So I have a big beef with Dustin Poirier because he talks more than he walks. He was talking before Reckless, like, oh, it's on site when I see Colby. Dude, I've seen him like 3 or 4 times. He put his head down and walks right away because he knows who Daddy is. So, you know, I just have people that – I have a thing with people that aren't a man of their word like myself, and – you know, yeah. Dustin Poirier is one of them. He's not a man of his word.
You are a man of your word. I mean, you're a guy that, like, you know, from day one when you had your first fight, you were on the podcast, to like now, you still come on. There's not like you're a guy who always gets back. You're a loyal dude, and I gotta say, man, like fame has not gotten to your head. You've always been a jerk. So, so that's now. John Jones, is he going to fight at heavyweight?
No, he's not fighting a heavyweight, man. He's done. He doesn't have the right scientists, the right juice to do anymore. He knows he's done. You know, he's trying to get one more cash grab and hope that it's so much money that he never has to do anything. But I don't think he's ever fighting again, Adam. I just don't see it. You know, if he wanted to fight, he would have fought already. You know, he would have went back to light heavyweight and fought Jan or something. But he's too small for heavyweight, and he's just looking to get a big cash grab with Francis, but he knows he's going to get knocked out. So he's trying to get as much money as he can to take that ass beating.
Well, listen, Colby, thank you for coming on the show. You said it all. Man, I'm so looking forward to seeing you back in the octagon.
Yeah.
I mean, you back up everything you say. Nobody trains harder, man. Nobody trains harder. I don't know how you have time to do it all. Like to fuck a girl every day of the week, to get a girl, bang porn stars, to go hang out with Little Pump, to hang out with. Now, have you called Trump since he lost, or since people said he lost?
Yeah, we didn't lose, man. We know that it was a rigged election. There was no certification of any of the mail-in ballots. We know that it was a complete circus. There was ballots of millions of votes that were Trump votes that were thrown under the rug. So we know that our government's corrupt and they stole the election from us, but it's okay. 2024 is a proving point, and he's coming back in 2024, and he's going to make America great again. He's going to keep America great, and he's going to do everything that he said he was going to do. You know, like look at our gas prices now with Biden, man. The gas prices, inflation's going up. You know, our borders aren't safe. We have criminals coming into our country. You know, there's just so many things that Biden doesn't care about this country. He's looking to do backhanded deals and make himself rich. All these dirty, swampy politicians want to make themselves and align their own pockets, but they don't want to look out for the American people, the hard tax-paying people. So, you know, Trump's coming back to make America great again, and, you know, people will see
you never voted, though, before Trump?
What?
Is it true that you never voted before Trump?
No, Trump was the first time that I ever voted. Dude, I knew that the votes never mattered before. I was like, dude, I'm not going to vote, man. I know my one vote is not going to make a difference. They don't even take into account my vote. It always goes into, you know, the main political vote that they care about, you know. That it's all rigged, man. It's all work. Everybody knows that, and there's no honesty behind our election, and there's no integrity behind, you know, our election.
So who's tonight's girl, by the way?
Tonight's girl?
Yeah.
I got a nice little Venezuelan Agustina I'm going to go see. And, you know, we're going to get some good bedroom cardio. And then I'm flying up to Orlando tomorrow. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend in Disney. And I got a couple chicks up there.
Fuck Minnie Mouse.
This girl, Carolina, the Italians. So, you know, I like different flavors. I got to have a different flavor for each day. I got a Venezuelan tonight. I had an Argentinian last night. I got a Colombian tomorrow. I got an Italian this weekend. So, you know, I'm making the round.
You ever do pumpkin spice latte? Just a straight down the middle white girl?
No.
I had that growing up my life, so I'm not really into the white girls. I like the mamacitas. I like the African girls a lot. Like I love a dark-skinned girl, man. That's just, oof. I'm drooling every time I see a light-skinned dark girl.
I did. I've seen your pictures. I'm like, you know, Colby definitely mixes it up. You know, now, good for you, man. I'm so excited. Now, who do you like? Conor McGregor, Poirier 3.
You know, I think Dustin's Poirier is going to get it done. I honestly think Conor McGregor, he's done, man. He's cashed out. He made all that money with the Mayweather fight with his whiskey company. He's not hungry. He's not the same guy that was waking up early in the morning to go out there and accomplish his dreams. Now he's got a big bank account, and you know, he's lazy. He's not hungry anymore. So he's looking for one more fight, and I don't think they're going to go very well for him.
You said it all, Colby. Have a good weekend, man.
Yeah, dude, you're the best. You're gonna make me rich in your next fight.
Take care, brother.
For sure, make your bank account great again.
Thank
Only
you.
at mybookie.ag.
Thanks, Colby. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks, boys. Have a good one.
You too.